Vintage, it isn't just old clothes. It's living history, personal stories, cultural archives. Every hat, every tee, every jacket has a past life. And somehow it still finds its way into the present. And it's proof that fashion doesn't expire. It evolves, recycles, and redefines itself through new generations like my three guests who give it new meaning. And most of the time, the people in the vintage game aren't just reselling. They're curating nostalgia, storytelling, and literally building community. Whether you grew up on hand-me-downs, grew up thrifting, it seems to be an area where a lot of people learn and develop their love for clothes or sneakers or fashion. And welcome to Kickin Game. Today I got three dope guests with me, all who are shaping a space in the vintage world. First up, my guy Flo from Flo Goods, and a walk-in encyclopedia of vintage hats, in my opinion. Public figure, Marcus, representing public figure. Someone actually we met, a decade ago plus.
Feels like
and
it.
we could get into that. And then Life After Vintage, someone, actually I believe I know your fam.
Yeah,
older
my brother. You know my older brother.
Went to high school with each other.
Yeah.
And,
It's crazy.
and we could get into that too because your brother was fashion wise, there's only a few people that were kind of in the know-how, and it's funny how that trickles into, having like a little a vintage thrifting business now.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here.
100%.
Anyone want to go
Thank you.
first for an intro? Introduce yourself.
I got you. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Flo Goods. As my boy Twoogees has said, I've been doing vintage snapbacks for I bought my first hat with my mom's money. you know how it goes when you're young. 13, 14, you just got lunch money and whatnot. I bought my first hat, and then ever since then, I made into a business. So here we are, and thankfully, I get the recognition from people like you and friends and family and. Random celebs, so it's been a great adventure so far, for sure. So thank you, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
What part of LA are you where'd you grow up in?
I pretty much grew up in Glendale, California.
Oh shit.
That
Okay.
was a majority of my life, but then I've been in and out now, East LA, Norwalk area. So that's why I was staying in my adulthood. But majority of my sourcing and stuff was just Glendale. That's where home base was. It's crazy.
Cool. Dope.
I'm Derek, Life After Vintage, one half of the business guys. I deal with my older brother. Basically how it started was usually when we used to, before instead of going to the mall, we used to go to Rose Bowl, and our dad used to give us $100 bill and be like, go do what you guys want to do at the whole entire flea market, buy what you guys got to buy for new clothes for school. And from there forward, COVID happened, started selling on Depop. That became a thing. My parents started realizing that I'm shipping out packages at the USPS every other day, and it just became something bigger than I didn't think it was going to be. So I'm really appreciative about it. Thank you for having me on, by the way.
Yeah.
And bro, that's basically the intro of that.
Not a bad idea about $100 at a thrift, like a pop up like that.
Yeah.
Especially the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I would imagine
What year was
$100.
that?
That was when I was still in high school. I want to say I was 16 years old or 17 years old. My dad used to drop us off at Rose Bowl.
So what, 2016?
2016 or 2017.
Bro,
for sure.
$100,
Crazy.
2016 at Rose Bowl.
Peak.
Man.
Set.
Yeah,
Set, bro.
you would come back with at least good 30 T-shirts. I'd be set for the rest
Yeah.
of this whole first semester of high school, and then the second semester I just go back with another $100.
And good vintage.
On some
And
good
it's done.
shit,
It's
Yeah,
done.
not
It's done.
no
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
printed tags.
No, I know.
It
Unfortunately,
was
it just-
good shit.
It just kind of like how we were talking about today is it just becomes a trend and it just goes up higher and higher and higher and higher. So back then with $100 you could do so much, and even now you can still do so much, but you're kind of limited now to the limit of it because of how popularity it's gone. So but yeah,
Dope. Thank you for coming.
of course,
Marcus.
Marcus, aka public figure. Man, I feel like I would need a whole story in and of itself just to tell how I got here. But I've been in the vintage game for as long as I can remember. It's been more curation, stuff that I just liked and would buy, and then it kind of turned into reworking and upcycling, as you can see from the jacket, the hat. So it was just like he said, renewal, giving something that's old a new life and putting my own taste and spin on it. And I always liked the idea of using something that was that people were afraid to touch or use. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Because it's oh, it's worth so much as it is, but it's I did something different to it. You know what I mean?
Let's stay here then. Take me through how that starts, because I know you alluded to it a little bit with customization or patchwork or literally sewing pieces. Where did that start from you?
I was always into fashion, so I wanted to do men's fashion. So I was going to the Art Institute.
As a kid?
Or was more
what?
high school. I would
High
say
school?
more
Okay.
high school. I was into SB Dunks.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's everybody's flow.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you started, SB Dunks was for sure like it. You know, looking back on it, Anchor Blue was like top
Anchor
of the
Blue
line.
jeans.
Bro, their jeans.
Yeah, Anchor Blue jeans.
Wore them to the ground, bro. They had some of the best graphics. Anchor Blue for me was like the first idea of like streetwear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never heard that before, but I could get behind.
You could see.
I
how
could get
it
behind
is.
it.
Yeah.
I could get behind it. I don't know how, but I had a few pairs of Anchor Blue jeans, probably from like
Dummy
what?
cheap too.
I don't. Yeah, exactly.
Dummy cheap,
Yeah.
great quality. It
Yeah.
wasn't no like bougie ass like shit. It was good. It was very very good. But went to the Art Institute. Was doing men's clothing. Wanted to do men's clothing. Had the opportunity to open up my own clothing store in Downey. Which was called it Hype and Homage, which was, you know, shouts out to the boys at Research. They took over, and they run Research very well now. And kind of running the business, I realized I was like, I don't really like business. I like to just make shit, because I like to craft and like just do that kind of work. And then after I did close the shop, I made a bag. Someone was like, you should make a bag. I was like, all right, make a bag. And then it just went from there. Learned everything that I could, YouTube University, and just like practice. You know, I would cut once, and what would they say? I would measure once and cut once instead of measuring twice and cutting once. So
Just
I
going
would
for that.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error.
Did any of you stop by Hype and Homage at the time?
Now I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you, I kind of recognize you now that I'm looking back at it. Like, I used to work around too. So, like, I'm sure, like, familiar faces for sure all around here. So, like, I'm just like, that's crazy. I feel like I definitely have seen your work around, and I'm just, like, tripping out, like, making the dots. But, nah, yeah, I definitely feel that for sure.
Well, because it was around 2016 when I was going to Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I was going to Rose Bowl well before I sold there. So, I was going there for, like, 4 or 5 years.
12?
No.
When did you start?
I started the shop. I would say I started going maybe around 2016 because I had the shop in 2017.
Sure.
But like I had been going maybe since 2015, like just on my own, and then like just meeting everybody from there. I would say that and Melrose Trading Post. Melrose Trading Post was like not what it is now.
No, it isn't.
No,
It's completely changed.
So different. 100%.
Yeah. So
Is that due to vintage or is that due to Melrose and Fairfax?
Melrose and Fairfax,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
you can
definitely
blame
changed
us for
something up
sure.
there. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can blame
for
round
sure.
two for sure. I mean, there was a term that I love to say it now. You know, he's my boy and he was my boss and everything. But pre-Sean, before LA, was very different. Pre-Sean,
he had people
the
moving.
prices. You ask any vintage head around anything before 2016, pre-Sean, it was very different.
Oh,
Rose Bowl
Sean
was
fucked
different.
up the game.
Yeah, Sean. And this is
It's fact though. It's not hate.
No, I'm not
yeah.
hating on him because, man, if you got a bag, get the bag, and you know how
Yeah.
to do it. Man's was smart, and he knew to make the connections and everything. So, like, but yeah, I mean, like, Rose Bowl was definitely not the same ever since round 2 touchdown. And it's no hate, but it's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
People will tell us directly to our face, and I'm like,
It was a catalyst. It was something that was bound to happen. It just happened to be him who
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
Like it was just getting to that space. I mean, in that time you had Virgil who was coming up, who was printing on, you know, Pyrex on rugby
paint,
polos
on
and
Ralph
like
Lauren, on
The
this,
guest
Yeah.
t-shirts were
anything
so
he could
crazy
get.
too. Guest
Exactly.
shirts or polo jackets were another big up as well.
yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
it was something that was bound to happen because people started taking recognition in. I remember I used to work at Ann Still. I don't know if you guys know Ann Still.
Dang, you used to work at Ann Still?
I used to work at
Bro,
Ann Still. So Ann Still
Crazy.
was pre-Sean, Ann Still was like the premier vintage before what vintage
It was like riff of vintage.
Yeah, it was like, yeah.
That's like the best
Okay.
way to describe it.
Yeah, and the thing with them was everything on their racks was all dead stock vintage. He would sell other stuff that was worn and stuff, but like you would have the stickers, the tags, like it was. Dude, they had a miniature boxing ring in their fucking store.
Yup.
Like it was.
Legendary.
Yeah, dude, it was.
Where was this at?
This is on
right
the
next
same
to
block as
Stussy?
Undefeated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right
Really?
next to
What the
Stussy and Union.
So it used to be and still and For All to Envy. I know you know about that.
That's my
And
boy Kurt.
Yeah,
Yep.
Kurt's a legend, dude. That's
Yeah,
someone
For All
definitely
to Envy
should hit
he's
up.
a
Yo.
Should we get him on the pod?
Yo, definitely.
No,
get
he
him.
would never.
He would not
never-
get on for sure.
He's a quiet man. He
The store's not even open. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
he has the store.
It's open for private shoppers.
Yes,
he
yes.
he's just had fucking Madison beer there.
Yeah, I saw
like
him.
so.
Oh, okay, so
but
he's still.
yeah, he has curation. Like I have this. He has
Couple of them.
multiples of everything, and it's just he's a different beast. He's a different beast. He's like a reserved version of Sean, I would say.
Yes. Very
Let's back up to, because I know people are curious or would be. Talk about how one goes about getting a storefront. That process. I know it's different ways, but how did it happen for you?
Honestly, you know what? Just opportunity meets luck and preparation. If you guys know, what it was at the time called Gypsy Queen.
Fucking
Erica Shop Small Soiree.
Shout out.
Eric, yeah, shouts out Shop Small Soiree, killing it for the girly pops.
Facts.
You know.
Yeah, facts. So yeah.
But really though,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
shit, we sold there a couple times too.
we pop up there and Sam,
Exactly.
she
Oh,
shows
yeah.
me and Sam hella love for what we
Exactly.
do. So
So around 2016, when I was going to the Art Institute, I was buying vintage clothes, like T-shirts, and bleaching them, reworking them, cutting them, like how Ed Hardy used to. You know how they I used to do that with like legit vintage clothes type shit.
Smart.
Like I remember bleaching, like looking back, like I had the Pink Floyd that has like the flaming guy, like
Yeah.
I reworked that shit,
Damn.
like, but like got that
If I were
shit,
to
both
find
of
that
us-
at the
both of
thrift
us
store,
like,
I'd be so
damn.
mad. I'd be like, damn.
bro. But got that shit for $10
Yeah.
on the
At
rack.
the time, it was so different though. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
$10 on the
You're
rack
not
at Torgum.
thinking of it, I guess. Like if
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
go back
yeah.
in time, bro, we'd all be snagging shit
No, for sure.
and like
Cutting
covering
them holes,
it.
trying
Yeah.
to get the like little vintage type of look on it, like Kanye used to do and
Exactly.
stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
And so I was doing that. I ended up selling wholesale to Gypsy Queen. They moved.
She was selling vintage from there, and you're the
She
plug.
she was selling vintage bleached rework clothes because it was very girly-esque, like boho chic.
I
shit
got you,
that
I
they
get
were-
you. Okay.
Exactly.
Coachella vibes.
Yes, exactly that. And
Smart, bro. Smart.
it was easy. $10 at Torgum racks
go.
when they had the racks.
Yeah.
And then I would just clean house, bleach them, cut them. Girls would eat them up. They sell them wholesale. So they moved to a different store, and her stepdad, who was her business partner, approached me about basically running a store there. And that was kind of how it went. And it was a 51-49 split. So he had the final say. So I'm not gonna say I worked fucking hard for it. I mean, I worked, and I put myself out there.
But pause, like you say, luck tends to bet on the ones in motion. That's a lyric from somebody. But, no.
bro.
But like how I understand that's like if you're putting in the work, those things are bound to happen to those, opposed to maybe someone at the crib chilling or somebody not putting in the work.
Exactly.
Because I could relate to that where maybe I got a lot of lucky bounces, but then I look back on it, I was like, man, I was just had my head down working, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a valid way to look at it too, because, I had no idea about business, running a store, fucking real estate, any of that shit. He was just like, here, I'll handle all this, you handle all that. And, unfortunately it didn't work out, but shouts out to Dan. He helped shape me in that way, and I learned a lot from that moment. And, suffice it to say, if I didn't fail, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. We wouldn't have research who's fucking killing it over there in Downey. It just, butterfly effect, little ripples, like small moments that create a bigger impact than we ever really realize.
So now what's one thing in a world, 'cause I know you're on the younger side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You have tons of experience, like both respectfully. What's one thing you learn from that moment or running a business? Because you touched on it a little bit earlier when you said, like, I just like to create shit. Meanwhile, you wake up and then you have a whole business to run too and balancing that.
I think for me, something that I learned in the business sense is you got to learn when to give up control, because you want to be able to say, I did this all myself, but you can only be spread so far and so wide. So being able to trust other people, like you have a whole team here doing the podcast with you. You're trusting them to edit. You're trusting them to get their pictures. You're trusting them to get your sound right. Like, you could easily do all of that yourself, but that's where time is valuable, and you're not going to be able to do other things that you feel are more beneficial for what you want when you want to stay in motion. So for me, it's being able to say, okay, I need somebody else to handle this. I need somebody else to handle this. And then you hope and pray that it works out in the way that you envisioned it, you know? So
There's a saying or something like that, like it's better to like not be a jack of all trades and like know the right people. I don't know the expression, but exactly that. Like,
yeah, jack
it's
of all
better
trades, master of none is still better than a master of one. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I mean, you got to know the right people because, but it makes sense. Like, you got the right people recording and stuff like that and make connections. And so, I mean, like, he was right. He's right in the point, like, you do need help at some point. And I feel like my boys over at Round 2, I feel like that's what happened. There was so much wanting them to be part of the Round 2, them 3, that they needed to, like, at some point, let other people do it because Sean was a huge visionary genius, and so was Luke and Chris. They were like behind the backbone behind it too. Sean's the face, but there was a backbone behind it as well. And so I feel like it was always hard for them to keep going because it was their baby. Like even like I feel like for any of us, like
it
our
is
business,
hard. Yeah,
it's your baby, and you like think about it, and like if you having this investor and he's like, I got $1 million for you, but like I want the final say in things. It's kind of a crazy concept. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's your dream. You're like, I want that bag. I want the mill. But then you're like, my baby. Like, this is my baby. I worked years and years in this, moving, especially for them, moving to state. And like for you too, like popping up a new store. And who knows if it's going to work.
Exactly.
Like, who knows if it's going to work. But, the likes and the shares, you see it and you hope it comes into vision. And fortunately for them and then for us, people like us, like it works. It definitely works. It's scary, but yeah.
All right. Life After Vintage, what does that name mean to you? How does that name start?
The name started in the room with my brother, and the way we wanted to find a name was looking up albums, actually. So we looked up an album, and the reason we found that name was because of Biggie. It was Biggie, Life After Death.
Yeah.
And we felt like, I think the name we wanted so bad was Way Back Vintage, but then we thought Life After is just bringing life back after to these t-shirts that we're finding out to ourselves, and it just became a whole meaning from just a Biggie Smalls album. So then we just were like, you know what, that sounds pretty good. Wow. And then 3 days later we made the Instagram account, and then
it was available
too. So I was like,
that's a solid ass name, dude.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story
that's even like, I feel like that's a good representation of like pulling inspiration from something and not like copying it necessarily.
Yeah, and it just became a whole other thing. Yeah, it was like, my brother was like, wait, that low-key means like we bring life after back to these shirts. And then it's vintage at the end of it, instead of someone's like, because I remember we used to sell on Depop a lot, and it used to be like, quote unquote closet or quote unquote shop or something like that. And we just didn't want to do something like that. And if we wanted to become something bigger than what it was, we had to put like the word vintage in front of it as well, especially just to like express ourselves that we're selling vintage clothing.
Let people know.
Yeah, like that's us.
Unfortunately,
instead of someone's like closet or someone's shop or something like that. So, so that meeting just became something way bigger in the room, and we're just like, whoa, that just became something way bigger than we thought it was going to be. So, yeah.
What were like some early inspos for you guys? Because I felt like, I mean, Sal's 1 year ahead of me, and he was always like ahead of like the trends and shit. I mean, Pioneer's a smaller school.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, it's not like people are out there on the game and stuff, but like, you'll walk in lunch and there's like a few people, you'll see like a pair of Blazers, you'll see like
the Blazers.
I'm trying like Obey or Hundreds at the time, and you're LRG, and you'll see somebody wearing something that you've seen on .blogspot.com, Hot New Hip Hop or whatever. So what, like, where does inspo come from? What was growing up like? What were you guys doing?
Man, this guy, I just found out like a couple years ago he was the best dressed in high school or something like that. And I was like, damn, man, I didn't know you were swagged out like that. But no, for sure.
That's crazy.
I think growing up with him, he made sure the whole family was swagged out, man. He always had at least me in some fours. And I think the Oreo 4s when they first came out, he'd had us wait in line somewhere for the shoes. I think even growing up, even in high school, when the Off-Whites were first coming up like crazy, he would have us, he'd drag him and his girl and me, and we'd go straight to Undefeated, and we'd go inside those raffles, everything. I remember the reason I have an ID was because of those raffles. So I'm not even lying. So
you're missing school, dog. Yeah, Get these damn shoes.
Yeah, he was just like, yo, do you have an ID? And I'm like, no, man, I'm 16 years old. And he's like, no, we're gonna go to the DMV and get you an
he's
ID.
like, he still doesn't drive. The only reason I have an ID is for the raffles.
For the raffles. No, literally, that's how it was for a while. And then, yeah, for sure, definitely a big inspiration on him. He didn't really pay mind to it when I first started like selling on Depop and stuff like that, because it was during COVID. So like I remember I used to be like, yo, like I'm selling T-shirts. I just want extra money to have because like I'm still in high. Like I think I was a senior in high school, so I was like, I can't even get a job.
Yeah.
You know, I can't even do anything. So I would just upload these shirts, and honestly, at the time, it wasn't more of like a money thing. It was more of like a passion type of thing. Like I was just like, oh, like I like this shirt a lot, so I'm gonna sell it and see like if I could take it like because I big inspiration on round 2, especially. I don't know who's taking the pictures back there, but bro, I used to like love seeing those pictures on my Instagram feed where they used to lay them on the fake grass.
Oh, dude.
Dude.
That
took
was
so long. Those suck back. This is before they perfected it, dude. Dude, I'm pretty sure you have the method down, but back then, dude, it would. That photo on the phone, that photo, oh my god,
it mattered so much.
So
It mattered
many
so much,
different
yeah.
angles, mattered so much. But you guys, as you can see, we still talk about it years later.
So
Yeah.
crazy.
Years
That definitely is a big inspiration on my part. Like for sure. Like I was like, I need to get the fake grass from Home Depot. I need
Yeah.
to do this. And that.
How many
I need a
people
measuring
did that?
tape.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Bro, I got
and
fake
then-
grass sitting in my garage right now.
No,
that I still
literally, there's
use.
probably some roll somewhere sitting in my garage somewhere, like
Yeah.
100 feet long or something. But yeah, I would big ups on that. And you know, I would just like feel like I'm over here feeling like I'm a part of the round 2 thing, and I'm just like I'm over here just growing up with Sal, going to these stores, so I have no clue what any of this is worth, or like you know, like in my head it was just like, oh, this looks cool. It was never of like a price thing, and then it was like I loved it, and then Sal one day came in and he's like, hey, how much? Like, why are you selling your shirt so fast? And I'm like, I have no idea. I guess people like it. He's like, no, you're selling it for really cheap. And then I was like, no way. And then I think it was like a Kiss shirt, and I sold it for $20 on Depop, and it sold within like seconds. And then I was like, oh shit, that did really good. I remember telling Mom, like, oh my god, this is pretty cool.
Like, Mom, I sold it in a
yeah,
minute.
and
Marcus is over here snagging it.
He's over here dying and
Still.
stuff like that.
Man.
Yeah. And then he's like, no, you actually sold it for really cheap. It goes for like $100 plus online. And I was like, whoa. I was like 16 years old or 17 years old, and I was like, $100. I was like, that's a lot of money. And then he's like, yeah, no, that's a lot of money. You should definitely like do something about it. And then it wasn't until stimulus checks were coming around,
There we go.
and he was like, hey, like,
Bless.
I remember we had a deep ass conversation in the same room when we made the name up. He's like, hey, if you really want to take this seriously, I know you don't like school because I don't like school at all. He's like, I'll invest my stimulus check to vintage, and we could just like see where we go from there. It was never like a steady like pace thing. It was like, I'm gonna invest into you. I trust in you. You're my brother, and let's get this shit going. And first thing we do, bro, by the way, bad thing we did was go straight to round 2 vintage and go to round 2 and drop that stimulus check. And man, we did not make money off of that shit, but we definitely learned from it, so it was pretty fire. So
You had some
Yeah.
good shit though.
they had some good shit.
You got,
Yeah.
like return on investment was low, but
Low.
it was probably some fire given that you
Yeah,
know.
at the
A
time,
lot of
yeah.
personals. A lot of personals
$80
ended up in the
for
closet.
sure.
That's-
$80
Just say
shirts.
You had it.
Yeah,
Just
no.
to say you had
Just
it.
to have the name of like cutting those tags off that said round 2 on them, it was just like, bro, this is so cool. But man, no, full circle moment. And I was just like, bro, I think we still talk about that every other time. We're like, bro, what did we do, bro? Like, man, I wish we could start it differently. But
Jeez,
honestly,
yeah.
like, you know, we all live and learn. And if it wasn't for that big mistake, then I definitely would not be here right now talking to you guys for sure.
And it's just you're not thinking of it at that time. Because I mean,
No.
my
No.
brother and I, like that's the same way. Like I think a lot of people start like that
Mm-hmm.
in that time. Like you're going to the Goodwills and the Savers and
You're expecting like a
yeah.
rap team to
Like
come
I
out of
remember,
there.
like I remember coming up on like Halla Champion jerseys or just stuff. I look back now that I'm like, actually, those were kind of actually cool, or those would be considered cool now.
yeah.
Ross had a champion back in the day, and like champion
yeah.
jerseys, and like
Yeah.
back then, like as a kid, you know, I'm skipping by because I'm like, I don't want a jersey right now. I just want I want a toy. But you
Yeah.
know, we're looking at freaking Kobe jerseys back and like, but yeah, it's crazy.
Very
I
annoying growing
think
up on that
back and
stuff.
like my mom last time, and she's like, Mijo, like all that stuff was there, and like you just didn't want it, and I'm like,
Man.
the internet, yeah, the internet just wasn't, you know, with us back
Yeah.
then, so it's crazy.
There's something about vintage that like I feel like it's like literally a community, or it makes it feel real. At least in my opinion. Like I remember like first selling stuff or like thrifting, going to the flea markets. You see other people doing it. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I feel like it's almost less competition and more, oh, dope. Like, damn, this dude has his pieces. Because at the end of the day, I feel like when I walk by, your booth might have a little different flavor. Your booth might have a little different flavor. Is that true? Is there a lot of
Oh,
camaraderie in it?
absolutely.
Or
I would look. I'm gonna say something that maybe you could take it good or bad, but the vintage game, as far as I know, at least you go to Rose Bowl, it's just one big game of show and tell.
No,
I
It
got
is.
this.
It
really
is. Who's got the biggest?
I got
you know
this.
what?
I
Yeah.
got that. We
especially for hats. If
Yeah.
you
Oh,
guys know
hats
about
must be
hats,
hats,
crazy.
yeah,
fucking
it's
anything,
bad.
sneakers, clothes, like anything. Like you have certain niches. Like bro, these are big E's from the 60s.
There you go.
Japanese guys
Yeah.
be fucking, where's the money at? Like, I'll buy these. Like, you have the old rap head tees that like that. So it's like, it's show and tell, but it's like we want to, I don't want to say flex because I feel like that's such a negative connotation, but it's like, yo, I got this. And I think to that end, it's why it's so hard for us to get rid of so many pieces. Like, I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, I just want to sell my whole collection. But then when I start sitting down through, because it's like, it's just growing. I wear maybe like 10% of it.
I don't even be going out the house like that.
Yeah, I'm a new dad, so I don't really be going out like that.
Yeah, and then when
I'm
you
like,
do
bro.
go out the house, it's to those flea markets, and what are you doing? Buying more stuff. So
Exactly.
it's just like,
Yeah.
bro,
And it's
yeah.
like you might wear it out to some shit, and maybe one person might give you a look of like,
I'm telling you, bro, your tia is not gonna know what a
Exactly.
$1,000 rap tee is. I'm
Exactly.
telling you. If
I got-
anything, she thinks it's negativity because it's like, what are you wearing a fake old like little raggedy shirt for?
dude,
So,
my
yeah.
my mom, I swear to God, I still do it every time I get back from the flea markets or wherever. I do a show and tell, like, look what I got. She's like, that's nice, honey. Like,
Yeah, she's like, I don't
She don't
know.
know. They don't
You
know.
don't know
Yeah,
it,
the
but I'll
biggest-
send it
yeah.
to my boy Ashton. I don't know if you'll break even. Shouts out to break even. That's my
Yo,
boy.
shout
right
out
there.
Ashton. That's my boy too.
That's-
Yo,
that's
that's
fam.
crazy.
That's what you said. It's community.
Yep.
Like I may not like know you, but I know the face. We may have interacted. We may have talked, and it's just Venn diagrams of interconnectivity in that world, and that's why I love it because like he's hats. I'm a little bit of fucking everything.
Little everything.
With the little customization is how
Exactly.
at least maybe I perceive you
Yeah,
more, you know, because that's like
absolutely.
your style mixed with like when I see your posts, it's like like vintage Disney,
Yeah.
you know, like not the
Mhm.
traditional vintage,
Yeah.
but yeah, go on, like everyone's little style.
Yeah, it's just a mix of everything, and like he may have something that I like and I've been like looking for, or vice versa. It's just I don't know. It's also a trading up kind of game because like
Oh, it's definitely cutthroat. Let's be honest. I mean,
Oh.
the let's just elephant in the room. We're always trying to do better than the next man. Let's be honest,
Absolutely.
and we're trying to get the best deal.
It's
But at the end of
business.
the day, like we do know certain people have certain things. So like you try to barter, you try to deal, wheel and deal. You know, we're all business people
Yeah.
here, so we're not dumb.
Yeah.
But it's also like, no, we're all definitely trying to flex on you. We're trying to get the best hat. I'm trying to do the best hat or get the cleaner version because that's especially what's happening now. A lot of the game has passed of like the hype and pandemic and stuff like that. So a lot of shirts are like not present anymore. People bought them, forgot about them.
shouts out Stanley DeSantis $6,000 genie T-shirt.
Oh my god, dude!
Man.
Wow, I forgot about that.
I was just talking about that yesterday. bro.
Yeah, and so like
yeah.
some of those shirts don't exist anymore. So it's just like
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I mean, it is true. We do help each other. That is for sure. We keep an eye out. I've definitely had a lot of homies send some eBay links, some Depop links. Send me a photo. Hey, I'm at the flea. You want this? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Always.
that's
always.
the best homie right there. If you got a homie that does that for you and it's whatever, whether they, you're my vintage homie, you do t-shirts, but hey, he found a hat and he's like, yo, bro, you want me
Always,
to buy this
yeah.
for you? And I'm like,
sure.
oh, dude, I'm gonna buy a shirt from you now too, just
Yeah.
because you hooked me up.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's both. We are a community, but we are cutthroat. I mean, in the hat game, I mean, people will back. I don't know what happens to you guys. We get backdoored all the time on eBay. Like, so a hat sells for like $20-$30. Dude, we'll get backdoored so quick.
What does that mean? Yeah.
So
what-
I bought this hat. Let's just say I found this Lakers hat. So just so that people know, this is like a $300-$400 hat. I can.
Is that the
I can
wool one?
It's say
300 on his head.
Starter.
Yeah, starter one. Yeah.
Nice. Good. That's a good
And
hat.
so if I bought it for like $20-$30 on eBay, I got lucky at that eBay snipe. The homie will see that it's sold online and then hit up the seller and be like, bro, I'll triple your profits.
Yeah.
So instead of him
Yeah.
selling for 30, he'll sell it for 90. List it real quick and sold again.
Yeah. That happens.
And-
On
and there's
Mercari, it
nothing you
happens
can
a lot
do.
too.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about it.
Happens on OfferUp. Happens on
It
everywhere.
happens,
Literally
yeah,
everywhere.
it happens
literally everywhere.
all over,
so if
bro.
your order gets canceled and you think you snipe some shit,
Oh, yeah.
chances are like
Someone hit him up.
it
There's
was
another sniper.
intentional. It was intentional.
Yeah.
Like
Yep,
White
all
wolf
the time.
sniper out there, bro.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, and
It's ruthless. I would call it more rivalry because at the end of the day, I
Yeah,
mean,
there you go.
Sure, shit, people probably got beef with people, but like, I don't got beef with no fucking buddy. If y'all got beef, y'all got beef. But at the end of the day, I think it's more rivalry, friendly competition.
100%.
But I say it's a trickle up economy because I might buy something and find it at the thrift. I got it at the thrift for fucking $7 at Goodwill. I know it's worth $700-$800, but I don't have the clientele to make it that $700-$800. You might, so he could buy it from me, 2, flip it to the next person, 4, 5, and then it ends up in fucking Thrift Lord's hands and ends up on fucking
Yo.
Travis Barker's back for 2 racks.
Yeah.
But
Where's
it's
Thrift Lord? I
about
haven't seen.
bro, Thrift
Yeah.
Lord. Shouts out to him.
Shout out to
Whatever
Thrift
your
Lord, man.
thoughts on him, shouts out to him, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever your thoughts. But like,
Pasadena native too, which is funny. He's a Pasadena native.
yeah,
as well,
yeah.
which
He
is
was
funny.
OG at the Rose Bowl with him and his pops, bro. Him and his
Yeah.
pops were selling there. Like it's crazy.
In what year?
2016. No, he
Pre.
was
This is
pre. He was
This
pre.
is like 2010. Like
yeah, he was
in
there
the
well before
trenches.
I was, for
Trenches
sure.
type.
Do we think 2016 is peak? Because we kept mentioning that like a few times.
No, yeah, no, it's
we
like
have,
hey, 2016
yeah.
XXL freshman forever changed our lives. Let's be
Yeah,
honest, but
was Mac
vintage as
on that
well.
one?
No, that's
Oh,
that's
shit.
Kodak Black. and
Shit,
Lil
Mac
Uzi.
Miller was like
2012?
2013.
2012, yeah,
Okay.
2012.
With
yeah.
him,
2016 cycle was
YG, Kendrick.
21,
I guess
21,
I'm
yeah.
Unk, bro.
21 Uzi Yachty.
No, I'm Unk too, but it's just funny because I think
No,
I
but-
worked at round 2, so dude, those dudes were wearing vintage. Lil Uzi was wearing
Oh,
vintage.
Lil
like,
Uzi's
if it-
definitely a staple for vintage.
Yeah, and
vintage.
I mean, like,
Wow,
we tried to get
okay,
Kodak
okay.
and 21 in there
Uzi?
wearing vintage, but, you know, it was hard to. But, like, I mean, Bad Bunny pulled up on us, and I showed him vintage, and he's like, oh, okay. And, like, later on, he ends up wearing vintage, bro. Like, it's not, I didn't
yeah,
do
to
it, but,
this
like, it's
day.
just crazy, bro. Like, for me, I always talk about that moment in my life was so crazy. I was just this random Hispanic dude from Glendale, California that liked collecting hats, and my boy from VA that was working at round 2 was like working there. He had worked there and he was into hats, big into hats, and that's how he got into it too, because he was making money for them via hats. And I was like, bro, put my name in there. When they went to LA, and bro, I pulled up and I was just like, shook hands. You know, hey, I ain't gonna lie, brown nose a little, but hey, you gotta show love to people. You know, I was like, you're in the city, you gotta show love to people when they're in the land. And eventually I got a job. But like, yeah, dude, 2016, like 2014, 2015 is when vintage was starting to like rumble and bumble, like online sales, you see it.
eBay.
You're buying a vintage shirt for 20, 40
Instagram.
bucks. And then the hype happens. And I swear everything starts doubling, tripling quickly. And then stimulus check, I like this for you.
Yeah.
For me, stimulus check, bro, shout out stimulus check, because if it wasn't for that, I would not have paid my rent. I would not paid my mom's like accidents and insurance, stuff like that. So shout out vintage, shout out the stimulus checks. I mean, whatever
be
your
here.
views, I don't
Yeah.
really get. But bro, that shit changed life. That shit is the reason hats, for at least for me, went from 2-3 figures to 4 figures. I was able to sell a hat for $1,500, dude. Look at me in the face. I'm looking at that. $1,500. That's right. It's crazy, and it's only because some dude had $3,000 in their account because of the check, and
The
he's
check,
like,
yeah.
We were blowing dummy money for no fucking reason.
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
For
literally.
real.
Should have been taking care of
Fucking-
our debts. Instead, we were creating more.
Yeah.
"Yep, facts,
Yeah, we
but-
speak on that all the time. Like, man, if I could go back.
dude, if I could go back."
Oh my god. Oh
well,
my god.
what is it, real quick? Let's stay on that. What is it about hats that you gravitated towards?
Man, so I'm gonna be real. I was definitely. I'm from Glendale, California. Like I said, a lot of kids had money. I definitely didn't have money. My parents were just, my
Making
dad
it
was
work.
laborer and my mom was a house cleaner. So we had money coming in, but it wasn't like expressive. Like I was looking to buy a diamond tee every once a year, twice a year. So that's what I wore. You feel me? And then I found about vintage hats because New Era hats are huge. But they're 50, 40, at that time, like $34.99, 30, whatever it may be, right? And so I'm a poor kid. I didn't really realize. And then but the jerky movement happened, New Boys and all that.
There you
bro,
go.
they were wearing vintage snapbacks, and I wanted them. And I looked online, and bro, they're $100, $60 because of the hype. And Still and For All to Envy were already
oh my
on it.
god, bro. They were
And
crazy.
I'm gonna go
with it.
back to that too because I have a funny story for you. And so my boy had taken me to the Eagle Rock Mall, and this is Pro Image before the revamped themselves, bro. They used to have vintage snapbacks, 3 for $20, 2 for $15, something like that, bro. And I had $20 in my pocket, got to it, and that's how it started. I was just a kid trying to find a deal because my mom always went to the swap meet, flea markets, what it be, and I was just trying to find a deal. It's just always how it is. And then from there, I started really I love to say it, trapping, because boxes were coming to my house. I was shipping out boxes. Mom was like, what are you doing? And I wasn't telling her what I was doing with my money because I had a part-time job. I was going to school, but I also, being a bad kid, blowing trees, being out drinking. So I needed extra money. And so that's what I did. I was selling hats, trading, swapping up. Yeah. And I was just, bro, I was doing it. And then, yeah, it just became a passion. And so I just started making good money and collected heavy. I probably had a collection of like a couple K, and my mom had an accident and she didn't have no money. I had the money, but like if I gave her everything, I would have nothing. So because of that, I sold my collection. I probably made like a couple bands. And then from there I was like, damn, bro, like this works. And so I still had a little money left, and I was like, I'm gonna just buy hat lots. And ever since then, you just, people come to you because you got the clientele, and then round two helped me out with that as well. I've got people like I've had random celebrities wear hats. Like Bryson Tiller wears like my custom hat. I made a custom hat on vintage snapbacks, and so that's probably my biggest name today and forever will be. Shout out Mario. I think you know Mario as well.
Oh yeah. We're
shout out my boy Mario. So, he's a big connection right there, and so like I said, it just evolved from there, bro. Like it went from selling hats to making my hats. Just like you said, you get bored of the same thing. Like I've seen, I'm gonna be honest, being a vintage snapback person, a t-shirt person, you've seen the same shirt millions of times now.
Always.
I mean, we don't say that to the clients. You guys don't know that. Limited. They're limited. But
nowhere.
yeah, and
Gotta
so, but you want to customize it. So I've customized a bunch of like expensive hats. Like I probably have this couple sports specialty hats that are Atlanta Braves. And at the time when they were winning the World Series, they're like worth $100-$200. Bro, I was writing customizing on them because I didn't care. I was like, whatever, flexing, just what it is. And so you get creative. And so, yeah, bro, it's just like you said, you started off for something, a business, and then you just evolve it,
It's like people like, oh, I got an Atlanta hat. Yeah, but you got this Atlanta hat?
Exactly.
No, exactly. Like, and I mean, hats are a dime a dozen, like, it's like everybody can wear an Atlanta hat, Lakers hat, fucking the Dodgers hat. Like, it's no thing. But to, like you said, create something that everybody's gonna wear. It's this theory called the purple cow. It's where you take something so mundane as a cow. It's actually a really great book. It's like, say you're driving along, you see a field of cows, and they're all black and white, right? But you see one cow that's white and purple. Still a cow, produces the same milk, no problems, nothing. What is it about that cow that stands out? That's you with your vintage, with the hats. You customized it.
You're gonna remember it too. You're always gonna remember it. You're like, what's up with that purple and black cow? Yeah.
Exactly. You're like, what the fuck is this? And I mean, to another point of that, I think the most prevalent would be, I don't know if you guys know Sarah Coleman. She, shouts out to her.
The Colemans, yes, they went crazy with vintage.
She was doing vintage. She would take a folding chair, and on the folding chair is the cow, but she would take the cushions off and put Louis, Gucci, Dior on, and it's just a fucking folding chair, but now it's got an elevation to it. So that's the purple cow. So you are making a purple cow by creating everybody's gonna have a snapback, but are they gonna have your snapback? You know what I mean?
What does hype and homage mean?
Ooh, man, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm still salty I don't use that name because I still think that's probably the best fucking vintage name I could have ever came up with. I was fucking, and the logo for it was fire. Yeah. Like, it was the H with the 1, but it was like for the D. H. Like, there were so many I love levels to shit. Like, shouts out to Jay-Z because he's the greatest rapper alive. We can debate that on another podcast. But
I know I'm gonna debate that. You're good.
But I read his book Decoded, and he just has so many more layers for a lot of the bars that's more than just surface level. So like the logo was the letter H, and I took it from an old ABA basketball logo. And I put, like, they're holding up the D for Downey because that's where it was, but then it was also the number 1 in the H. So it was hype and homage. And for me, hype and homage was like, we're hot, we're new, we're what's good right now, but we're also paying respect to the people and the eras that came before us, because we wouldn't be there without them. I'm not even gonna lie, I just got chills right now.
We're kicking game crazy here.
No, but that fucking name was just,
that's fire.
That's cool, bro. I love that name, and like to this day, like it would fucking hit in vintage, just hype and homage, because it's like
clean.
You're now, but you're also not forgetting where you came from.
Homage is such a good word, homage.
Yeah. And it sounds classy too, like
it just sounds like a brand, brand.
Exactly. That's why I'm still salty. I don't get to fucking use it anymore.
For sure.
But hey, like, I wouldn't be public figure without it. You know what I mean? Like, you transition, you grow, you learn, you become
but that's also a great
different.
name. This man making just great names. Public figure is great,
bro.
too.
I dead ass, after I lost the shop, I was like, well, I can't use hype and homage anymore, so I gotta think. And I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I saw this one guy who was he was an influencer, whatever, and he's a media personality, sneaker guy. I forgot what his name was, but I remember looking at his thing, and it's like, how you can have like entrepreneur or whatever.
Artist,
He had public figure, and I just I was like, I really fucking like that, because like it's recognizable. It's easy. It's like you're a public figure. Everybody's gonna know you. But that's why I also like my tagline is made for everyone, because I don't want anybody, like, it was such a dumb play, because it's like those people that are public figures, like, you think they're untouchable, but it's like, no, like, my shit's made for everybody, bro. Like, from a celebrity all the way down to like the kid that has $100 at Rose Bowl that wants to buy some shit. Like, I always say, I'd rather have it on somebody's back than on my rack. Because if you're going to buy a custom from me, like, at least I'm out in the world, you know? So it's like, I don't ever say no to nobody on any type of thing. It's like, if I can do something for you, like, creative-wise, link you with somebody, like, let me do that for you, you know? Because what's it cost me? Nothing. Just some good energy and karma out in the world.
Just building the connection better relationships. As always.
Exactly. And maybe down the line, you think, oh, you know what? This guy helped me out. Like, I think I could help him out too. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just.
I think that's definitely a lost connection that happens, especially with the new. I feel like with my generation and stuff, a lot of that stuff didn't like connect as much, just because it was so cutthroat. Everybody wanted a business. Everybody wanted to be the next round two. Everybody wanted to be Sean. And like they wanted to be Chris and Luke because they were public figures. They were that dude. And yeah, man, it's so different now.
There's a quote from Nas that I love. It's like, everybody, you're 0 to 100, and everybody sees you at the 100.
Yeah. But
they forget that dash in the middle, that's the story. You don't get to the 100 without that dash in the middle.
All those videos were cool, but you guys really see the like backbone of what round 2 was. We were really working. You guys like just assumed we were having fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like we made connections, we shook hands, we were working late. You know, Sean and Chris, Luke, they did all the prior to that too as well. Like you guys don't really know about that. I had to learn the hard way too, because I'm like, I was thankful to meet people, shake hands with people and they still follow me, and you just make the connections. And later on in life, like you said, like you never know, just because you're like cool with them, you gave them a hat for a steal or a shirt for a steal, or like gave it to them on the arm, you're just they hit you like, hey, like I have this opportunity, you want to come? And that's happened to me a couple of times, and I've been so like you said, good karma, it does work. You always just got to give it out to the world. And so I've messed up sometimes back in the day, like where I'm like, nah, man, not trying. But now I've definitely learned as I'm older. Now I have a daughter, and you got to be good to people. At least try. Be like, hey, man, I got this and this. But if it's not what it is, that's all I can do. But
kindness costs nothing, bro.
Yep.
Kindness
literally
costs
doesn't.
Nothing.
It does not.
Yeah.
It does not. It doesn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wish I had someone to help me out early on in the game. So like every time I always see someone coming into vintage, whether it comes to flea markets or whatnot, or other platforms like that, I always try helping them out. Either if it's like having them on, shed them a little spotlight. Like literally, it just takes nothing out of you guys. Like literally, I wish people could 100% do that for sure for anyone else.
Yeah, it's it's easy to get caught up in the smell of your own shit, but it's so much more beneficial to give flowers and help other people grow in any way that you can. Because, I mean, shit, at the end of the day, we all die. What type of market are you going to make here,
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You said Whatnot. Let's stay there. Both of you guys sell on Whatnot?
Yeah, we do.
Let's talk on that, because I'm familiar with it. And, walk us through the process of somebody selling on Whatnot.
You're probably different from me, so I want to hear what it's like on your end.
Your end is crazy, though.
Yeah,
your end is super
but
crazy.
that's the thing. Like, two sides of the same coin, but completely different operating
100%.
systems.
Yeah.
So please, I want to hear it.
What was the question again? How does it operate?
Yeah, or just like, because I feel like that's 2016 to now, that's a game changer, right?
100%. No,
selling
for sure.
live or whatever it is.
I don't even sell flea markets because of the app. I'm not even gonna lie. I think
That's
another
crazy.
going back to a subject is us talking about how like envious and like how like cutthroat the businesses, and especially in flea markets. I don't like that stuff. I don't like waking up in the morning and like, dude. I think it got to a point like it's
the worst, bro.
Yeah, especially for me because I think I was like 17 and like I still had school the next day, and then I was like waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning to go to Rose Bowl on a Sunday, sell it there, probably make a good $500 at the time maybe, and then pack up the car all the way to 3 p.m. when it's 100 degrees, and then go to In-N-Out, spend another $40 on food for me, my brother, and my cousin, and then unload the car. And then guess what? You have school the next day. And then I'm like,
back to reality.
Yeah.
And then back to reality.
That transition is so crazy from like that weekend of being at Rose Bowl and then going back to civil life. that
It's
doesn't really
weird.
talk. It's
It's
so
weird.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
such a microcosm
weird.
because it literally starts on what feels like a Saturday night because you're there at fucking. You wake up
Sunday
at like
morning.
2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, and it's nighttime. It's
Yeah.
literally nighttime outside.
You're there fucking in the winter, fucking bricked up, cold, just
Yeah, with the flashlight on your phone. looking for
exactly. Or the
shirts.
headlamps. You get the Japanese buyers coming in, fucking up your rack before you
Crazy,
even
yeah.
open. It's literally. But I live for that shit.
It's
I fucking
cool. It's a good
It is
feeling.
different,
Like
but
a
whatnot.
game.
I mean, whatnot.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah.
whatnot is just like the new wave now. It really is.
Yeah, it wasn't until honestly we weren't so jump board on it automatically. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Rocha, Mario Vintage, and all of the whole family over there because they came to also Thrift Row, Jacob Starr as well. They came to us, me and Sal, at a flea market, and they're like, "Hey, you guys would really kill it on the app." And we're like, "Man, we don't like that stuff. Like we've been doing the same thing. We don't want to do it. We just don't want to ruin some momentum we got going." And one day it just came to us, and we're like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's do it." And then we did it. We hopped on a phone call with Jacob. He helped us out. Like I said, I think I always look back at that and how they helped us out a lot to get on the platform. So I always make sure to get anyone that's coming new into the community, even way before that, give them some pointers, obviously help them out, how to manage their money, how to flip a shirt or, whatsoever. So big pointers to them. Shout out to them too. And they helped us out a lot, me and my brother. And bro, it started becoming like, we could sell like 50 shirts on here. I'm like, okay, for sure. Sell 50 shirts on the app. Wait, let's push for 100. Okay, we'll do 100. Let's push for 150. Okay, we could do 150. And then we're like, wait, we shouldn't really be going to flea markets, paying $100 for a 10 by 10, sit there for 12 hours, and then make not even back in return. And you got to realize that you're investing so much in these shirts, and you're coming back home with all of them, probably selling like a good 5. And then there's might be a day where you won't even sell anything but one shirt that's worth maybe $1,000.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how much money did you make? 1,000. Yeah, but you're coming back with like a whole other 80 t-shirts back
And
with
you just
you.
worked all day too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Whatnot brings that, and that's all live shopping for
Yeah,
people that
no,
don't
yeah,
know.
auctioning,
That's
yeah.
like
It's an app for
Yeah,
anybody.
it's,
Yeah,
that's-
guys,
it's
it's an
TikTok
app, yeah.
Live meets eBay. That's the best way
Literally,
to describe it.
and
to people.
it's such a short attention span for the people that are like my
Yeah.
age, I would say so, because there's a big
Facts.
yellow button on the very bottom, and you
Buy
just
now,
want to
auction,
swipe it so bad,
Like-
and it's just like flashing on you like
I
this.
just-
Yo,
got a
let's be real honest. Shout out
Yep,
1980.
I just got a notification
Yeah.
that my fucking work is going on right now.
So
Shouts
shout out
out new
1980
friend.
because he was like one of the first dudes. Oh my God, that's my own phone looking me up. Sorry about that. But there was like 1980 was like the first
Shout out
dude that I
Chris.
know that was on live.
That
going
dude changed the game.
Changed
and
the
shouts
game.
out to
Yeah.
him, RIP, because
RIP
he's
for-
done.
he
He's done.
retired.
Not
He's
him.
retiring.
He's still alive. He's
Yeah.
sorry.
Hold up.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Hold up.
No.
Chris,
Yeah.
you still good. You still alive. 1980 something is no more. He is gonna be done by the end of November, I think.
Yeah.
And when COVID hit,
Man,
that man, whether
Jesus.
he knows it or not, and whether you have your own views on him, that man changed vintage as much
everything.
as Sean did, because he was the inception for what Whatnot is now.
100%.
He was going live. We talked about the Stanley DeSantis piece. It was a fucking
Was he
Aladdin.
the one that did it?
Yes.
he's the one that
did it.
sold.
He's the one that
He's
did
the one that hosted it. Oh my
yeah,
God.
so he sold a
Jeez.
vintage T-shirt. It was a genie. I know you love your Disney stuff.
there you go.
But he sold a genie shirt, and mind you, this genie shirt, there's other iterations, same picture, but this one just happened to have the Stanley DeSantis tag,
And it was brand new, right?
and it was dead stock.
Yeah.
Sold for $6,000 on his live. At the time there was
Cash
news articles about
money.
it, like
man,
he
complex articles.
yes,
Time-
bro, it was
everywhere,
insane.
literally.
Now what's that go for? 200-300? Like
No, now, yeah, now.
Oh,
it's like,
now it's you, dude. Yeah,
yeah,
nothing.
It's
It's
a
not-
$400.
You can catch it for
t-shirt.
150 on a good
that's
day.
Yeah, no,
that's
for
that
sure.
stimmy money. That's
Wow.
it.
Yeah,
No,
Stimmy money
2020
really messed
2020
things
vintage
up
was
sometimes.
super different
No,
between it is now.
one-
100%.
I don't know. You know Arsenio Hall, the
meme page?
the meme page.
Bro,
Arsenio Hall,
he's
1.2 for the poo. Do you remember that shit?
Oh
I
my!
feel like I want to remember.
Fucking Winnie the
God,
Pooh
I
T-shirt for
forgot.
1.2K.
Yeah.
No,
Big
bro.
head,
Yeah.
like, and that's like he
And
would just
you're saying it's because people at that time had bread to spend.
had bread
Yeah.
to spend,
And we're at home.
time to spend.
We're at home
that's a
during the
big up.
pandemic,
Browsing.
bored. Because right now, if you go on the live, like I'm gonna let you know, the biggest amount of people I've ever gone on my live. This is Instagram, not Whatnot. I regret. I wish I could talk about it, but I'm not gonna talk about it. But I wish I would have hopped on Whatnot, but due to my business partner back then, we didn't do it. But on IG Live, we had 350 people on a hat live.
Damn.
and
On
that's
a hat
that's a
live.
lot.
Oh, you know what? I do remember that.
Hey, shout out WWVSC. I almost got it tatted, but I'm not a part of it no more. I almost got it tatted, but shout out my boys.
Man,
They've
that
been
is
doing
crazy,
it for
yeah.
like years, and so I'm gonna be real, if it wasn't for me, we would not be on the lives. And I hopped in, and I became this host, I was Flo Goods. I'm like, yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Flo.
You know, I do remember you now. That's so crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It used to be you and 1980 something.
Yeah.
For me,
we're
literally,
always on,
you
bro.
too.
Absolutely,
You too. All the time, 100%.
But 1980 something was the catalyst for what we know as Whatnot, Easy Live.
Everything.
What's the other one?
Whatnot, Easy Live, and then there's one more. It's not as popping, but yes.
It was for a second. Riff was on there for a second.
Yes.
Fuck, I forget because I was selling with them too. But like, it's those like we would not have them without because he was just going live, and you know, shouts
he
out
was
to him.
doing like 12-hour shifts.
Yeah,
dude.
bro, just live. People would pop in, sell shit, and I don't even know how he did it. Like managing the money, like the shit that, how
It was probably a mess in the beginning because it was for
stupid
us
mess.
too. But later on, you kind of got a system. But still,
Yeah.
he had a website later on. But I mean, even for us, dude, like
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. So to that point, we have Whatnot because of COVID, because people needed a way to sell and make money, but also wanted to have a presence of. There's no presence like being in person at a flea market, being able to sell your shit. I can't tell you how many times I've been able to sell my own shit because I've been able to talk to the person, chop it up with them. And even if they don't buy anything, they remember you. They come back. They might buy something later. So having that face-to-face on
100%.
Whatnot when we were all secluded in our rooms with nothing but money to spend and time to kill was a breeding ground for people spending dumb money on the dumbest things. But hey, man,
That's how you build relationships, though. People would message you later, hey, you got more of that stuff? You got more of it?
100%.
That was the kicker because of Instagram Live. Not only do you know who I am and you see the other dude, you follow them and then hit them up because, hey, do you have more? I collect brewer stuff. I need more brewer stuff.
Exactly.
You got more of it? And you're like, well, I happen to do. So you just catch that bag. So, like, I've definitely off the lives back in the day where I'm going to be real. I think one night I made like 2-3K and I still sold more stuff, and like to this day I think the highest sale date for me, we sold the hat probably for like 1.5, but the dude that night probably made like 6K. He sold his collection, he was gone, and dude, 6K. And this is before we were like collecting payment fees. People used to just tip us. That's how I learned from Chris. Chris used to just take tips and stuff like that, right? So people would show us love, $50-$100, and I'm like, shoot, for 30 minutes of my time, that's great.
Always 100%.
Dude, this dude made 6 bands, I didn't get a lick. I didn't get a lick, and that's when I started.
Because you're hosting it.
Because I'm hosting it, bro. I'm the dude
That's
going like,
your
"Hey,
name,
yo,
bro.
this is a logo."
That's your name.
Yep.
That he's using your name to make money, and that's when you were like, "No. That's my time. That's my name." Like,
time is money.
Exactly,
Always,
bro.
yeah, man.
Your name is it carries your weight, bro. Exactly.
And people, you know, WWVSC was the page you guys want to follow. Shout out. You know,
I remember for sure.
And so, yeah, you know, if it wasn't for me with the name too, because I also had the Round 2 name, people knew, hey, he's official. He used to work at a shop, so like, you know what the fuck he's talking about, and it all just came together. And from 2019, I want to say probably the first time I went on live was probably like March. So it was March when we all got shut down. So probably April was our first live, and bro, I went 9 hours the first time. 9 hours, had people with storefronts, Slobby Robbie. I had Boneyard Chicago. I had all the homies. This wasn't just Hat Page. I was selling vintage, and bro, shout out Shop Monarch. This is the reason why I kept going too. Yo, he's a legend too.
Yeah, he is, for sure.
Bro, if it wasn't, he said to me, and it like I'm getting emotional because it makes me sad when he says it, because it was such a crazy time. He was like, Frankie, if it wasn't for you, I would not be able to pay my rent. I wouldn't be able to pay my bills.
That's a crazy feeling, bro.
And I was like, that's crazy, bro. It was just 30 minutes, and he made cake. And he was like, yo, here's a little something. And that's when people started giving me tips, because they're like, bro, like, you just saved my month right now off of 30 minutes.
And that's what we're like with Whatnot, bro.
Yeah, like I
didn't get on Whatnot. Damn.
Yes, bro.
I started recently hosting people, and man, like, I am so grateful for that. Like, I love. No, let me know, bro.
Yeah,
I definitely have you guys on.
There you go.
No, yeah. Such like, I mean, I've gotten messages of some guy recently telling me like, man, I didn't think I was gonna make as much as I thought I would. I'm like paying rent off over here, and this guy lives in Florida. I've never even met this guy before in my life, and he's like,
gotta love that.
Yeah, and it's such a great feeling. I remember even selling. There was this guy, we've known him for years as well at flea markets, and it's kind of like the thing where we were just talking about how envious people are of like, you know, this, I can't sell it for this much, but I know definitely you can't sell it for this much. And my brother had the opportunity, he could clear him out if he wanted to. Like, he wanted to buy out like the whole collection of him because an incident happened in his life, and you know, we're not like that. We weren't raised like that. Our parents did not raise us like that. We're like, you know what, bro? You know, you had an incident happen in your life. Give us a collection. We'll sell it on our next show, and whatever you have, it's like, we're not expecting nothing from you. You know, you need the money more than us. Keep it all you need it. We did it. Sorry, we did it, and bro, awesome. He hit us up. He called us after the live ended, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you made this much." And he's like, "Bro, I'm so grateful for you guys." And honestly, like that feeling of like making someone's day, of me just sitting on a chair on a Wednesday for 1 hour, 2 hours, is like putting a couple money in their pocket, and then them returning back and doing it again. It's like, I don't think there's no money that could put a price on top of that could make me feel that type of way ever, for sure. So, and I also look at other like people that, well, you know, that like the hosts and stuff like that. I never upcharge people as much as other people should. And for me, it's just kind of like how you said, you know, they're paying me $30 an hour to sit on this, you know, chair. I mean, like I charge, this is for anyone that wants to do shows with me, guys. I charge $120 an hour, or it'll be $200 2 hours. I know people that charge $300 an hour.
The game has changed, bro.
Yeah,
the game has changed.
Yeah, literally. And I know people that charge $300 an hour to hop on this Whatnot show.
No
yeah,
way. That's
I swear,
crazy.
man. And so, like, for me, it's just like, bro, I'm just chilling on a chair.
No,
you know,
yeah,
and it's just like I'm pressing buttons in the background. I'm just uploading shirts for you. And
you're not even the host at that point. You're
No,
just like, I'm live. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm
but
with
I'm
you.
not.
I'm like holding your hand, and you're just over here running like a crazy ass dog or something.
Exactly.
On the leash.
You're the training wheels. They're on the bike.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what it is. And I just like love putting people out there. You know, there's people that aren't even from the States that go on with me, and it's just like I love it. I love it so much. I love making people's days. And like, you know.
And how is it? My bad.
You're good.
No.
How is it? You touched on it a little bit. Now, how is it different? Not different for you and your perspective? Actually, I believe I've seen some of the videos.
I mean, there's only so much I can say because I do have an NDA with it, but we official. No.
Someone give me an NDA. I'm trying to sign
look like it.
But you know, he built his company and made his whatnot with that name. I got brought in to New Friend Vintage, and I was their. They used to be a store on Melrose, running their vintage and stuff. They wanted to get away from brick and mortar, so they wanted to stream and do whatnot. They were looking for a host, and I've always, you know, I've known the family, I've connected with them. They've always liked my personality, so they brought it to me and were like, "Hey, would you like to do this?" I was like, yeah, cool, like let's do it. And so it's crazy because we've only January 31st of this year.
Literally, I remember that. Yeah,
January 31st was our first show. Yeah. No, Lobos wasn't even on there yet.
He wasn't there yet. Yeah,
he was just a buyer. He was just buying
Harley Davidsons from your guys' lives. Yeah,
exactly. So shouts out to Lobos. That's my boy Johan. That's the king right there. Shouts out to Slim too. That's my son. But we started. What's that now? 7 months ago, and January 31st, and like I remember the first day in, they were like, "Hey, so we're thinking about doing two shows a week." I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah,
like
which
3-4
is different
hours.
for whatnot. Super crazy. If you're doing that, you're doing something crazy. Like that's nothing. Yeah,
two shows a week. Then literally the next week, "Hey, Mark, how do you feel about doing 3 shows a week?" All right, fine, cool, fuck it, let's go. From what we had then to what we have now, you would not even think that we are the same company. We are now currently running 4 shows a day, 5 days a week.
Crazy.
4 lives?
With multiple hosts. It's me, Slim, and Johan, who are the hosts. And we have a whole team behind us.
Crazy.
You know?
It's so organized too, by the way. Super
it's a
organized.
production at that point.
It's a brand now.
We pay for people's livelihoods. Like we are people's paychecks. Like,
and is that same because you guys have a lot of volume and a lot of things to sell? Is that why it's crazy? Because it's like, who the hell is selling that volume?
Yeah, we sell in volume more than anything else. Like we.
Can I ask, like, what's the price range? Like, what's your price range difference to his? Like, that's...
Well, we have $8 starts, and we run, like, I don't want to say we curate our stuff, but we have our people who gather, like, today, I ran a denim, it was a Levi's day. So we had all of our Levi's ducks in a row, and then we had and then it was just Levi's, any kind. They weren't even crazy vintage. It was just good Levi's, some jackets, too. And we had our stuff ready for that. Then after, I had a jersey show, and that was jerseys, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, football. It was everything. Then we have we'll do a buffet style where it's like, you know, we'll have jackets, t-shirts, this and that,
which is also really creative as well. Because I think another crazy thing, I always tell this to my brother, like, I think anyone that's close to me is like, people lose creativity in it so much, and it's like really, really annoying. Like, they don't like think like that. Like, let's have a sports like live today.
Yeah.
Or let's have it all denim live today. And
We
then
have polo lives weekly.
Yeah, no, literally.
Where we just
100%.
sell Ralph Lauren
Yeah.
polo pieces.
Oh, what?
Mm.
Dang,
Yeah.
I'm missing out. Jeez,
Yeah,
I
no.
gotta-
And the thing is, you
Jesus.
guys are live 4 times a day, so you guys get community from like someone in the East Coast that's probably like 6 p.m. for them, and then 3 p.m. over here. So you're getting people like all around, and then you also got to realize for people that are just hopping on the app, what is the first show they're gonna see? It's gonna be his, because it's gonna be theirs, because it's like 4 times a day. Anytime you log in, the first thing you're gonna see is the only vintage account that's live at 10 or 11 in the morning is gonna be this guy. So
Yeah.
like so that's 100% like
Exactly.
they built
I
that
get
up
it.
100% like with all due respect, like they built it up like good, like that was a good platform. for that.
we've worked our fucking asses
100%.
off, and it's not without its own troubles. But shouts out to my bosses, shouts out to my coworkers, shouts out to the whole team.
And what's the name of the vintage?
It's New Friend Vintage. We're on Instagram and we're on whatnot. New Friend VTG. Shit, we're live right fucking now, probably. if you
Literally
check
right
this out.
now.
I
I
swear
can
to
open
God.
my phone.
Whenever
That's-
you're
Yo, that's the
watching
sickest flex right
Whenever
there.
it is.
Whenever
Sickest
you
flex.
see
Yeah,
this
literally.
clip, go to whatnot, look up New Friend, bet
They're live.
money that we will be
He's
live or
speaking
have an
right
upcoming
now.
show.
He's
They're
speaking
live.
Dead
right
ass.
now.
You probably
They're live
see
right now.
me on the fucking live. That's
Yeah.
See, look.
No
See,
way.
fucking-
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Shouts out to
Hey, yo, it's
Johan.
8:30 on a It's almost 8:30 on a Tuesday.
8:30 on a Tuesday,
Bro,
bro.
they're
Like,
live.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's a
We
brand.
run
That's
That is-
all
hustle.
day,
Yo,
every day.
Hustle and motivate. Hustle and motivate.
Exactly.
Right there.
Shouts out to Nipsey, and
Yep.
I think that's the difference because I can't say. I'll be honest. I think I watch our streams and my boy Beers for breakfast. Shouts out Full Metal. That's my dog. Known him from the flea markets back in the day. I literally only watch theirs because I know how addicting it can get,
Yeah.
and you can just like,
Oh, it's bad.
dude, it's bad, bro.
It's bad.
I was in New York at the bar. I had just finished.
Ooh.
I had just finished playing golf. I had nothing to do, so I was on New York time watching this late night stream at 11 o'clock, drunk out of my mind, and I was like, I ended up buying like 5 or 6 things on my own business's fucking live, and I was like, yeah, I can't be doing this shit.
Yeah,
I
you can't.
Like,
You can't. It's-
so
No, that ADHD thing, but you said is so true because like Instagram Live, that's why I feel like Instagram Live is falling off for like people who sell on there because all those buttons, all those things. Like me, I learned that I feel like an undiagnosed ADHD, but dude,
think
I'm
everyone
on
does.
there on Whatnot so much more than it was on Instagram
Yeah.
because I'm just like they're moving so quick. 3-second auctions, 5-second auctions, and
yeah,
stuff
and
like that.
I like to. I
crazy.
really love the psychology. I really, really try to tap into the psychology behind it because certain shows we have different ways of running them. At least I do. I mean, we all have
Okay.
different styles
Smart.
of it, but like today. When we were running the pants, we were doing 10-second sudden death. And usually we like to, move in units, sell as much as we can. So those 10 seconds, they add up. But I realized it helped because I was able to show off the pants more. When you're buying a shirt, you're going to be a lot more, okay, I like that shirt, cool print. But when you're buying a pair of pants, you're going to look more at the cut, the style. Like, you're going to take a lot more time. So being able to show it off compared to a 5-second sudden death and 10-second sudden death, it makes the difference in people making those sales. Even if it's not going up, that's still a sale, regardless.
Yeah, there's a bunch of psychology that goes behind whatnot.
I love the psychology behind it
love
because to that point, you buy something and you're bidding on it. You don't win that bet. You're already in the mindset, well, I was already going to spend $50 on this t-shirt. Something else comes up. Fuck it. Maybe I'll spend the $60 on it. And you keep going. You feel a sense of like,
Yo, that
I
itch,
didn't win.
that
Yeah,
itch.
I didn't
It's
win
like
it. I
it
wanted that shit.
gamifies it almost.
So
It's
I
like
used to have a
fucking-
saying, don't let $10 ruin your night. That's
Yeah.
what I used to say back in the day on lives because dudes, for us, it was like $5 and $10 increments. So after $100, you got the $10 increments because you're like, first of all, you're already getting free shipping. So just add
Yeah.
the $5.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
literally.
Literally,
Oh my God.
shipping's not $5 no more, y'all.
No.
So, bro, let's not get into that. But so yeah, so dudes would literally be mad and pressed at me if a hat sold for like $200. They're like, bro, I tried putting in for $210. I'm like, well, it just didn't connect, bro. I'm so sorry. Like, you should have put $220. You should have put $230. Like, and that's why I kept saying to people, don't let $10 ruin your night. Put that big boy bid in.
Yeah,
Don't
and
be scared.
That I say something similar. Like when we first started, I would be like, "Don't lose it for $1, chat. Don't lose it for $1. It's just like one more, you could win it, bro."
Yeah,
like,
I see that too. It's like,
Yo,
Yeah.
So you
all I
don't
gotta
know
say-
what the bids are at that? What do you mean? Like,
like you see the bid.
I hope I'm not the only newbie of
No,
whatnot
you're not.
watching
You're
this
not. You're
either.
not. There's-
So
I
let's
love
say
explaining it.
let's
Yeah.
go. I'm on a live. It's a 10-second showdown.
Okay.
It's a shirt.
Okay, so there's two ways. There's sudden death, where it's like old eBay standards, where once that timer hits 0, whoever
Whoever's
has the
highest.
highest bid wins it no matter what.
Cool.
But
Solid.
say you hit that 0, but somebody swipes and you're on auction,
Bro.
it'll add another. You can go 5, 7, or 10 seconds back to the timer, and it'll kick it back up.
Oh,
So
wow.
like, it'll just you could literally think it's gonna hit 0. But until that 0 goes away, like I've seen it hit 0, somebody swipes and it pops back up.
Boom.
Those people are
New
called
high bid.
snipers on
Yes,
whatnot.
snipers.
The snipers. Shout out to the snipers on whatnot. Yeah.
But they
Okay.
also have max bids. So like when you do a sudden death, you say I want this shirt and I want to spend up to $50 for
And you're
it.
like out getting groceries. You're not even watching the show.
Yeah.
And they could like bid you up, and the last bid will be $45, and you still have the $50 in there,
I'm not even watching.
and you already won the shirt. And you
Oh,
don't
wait,
even know.
straight eBay. Yeah, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
eBay.
So
eBay.
that's what
Max
you
bid.
mean by
Oh,
don't miss it
wow.
over $5.
Yeah,
If
totally.
somebody's max was 45, yours was 50. You're at Trader Joe's, and that guy's hoping it hits
Exactly.
for him.
And this guy's over here checking out
Crazy.
these tote bags from the Halloween drop at Trader
Yeah,
Joe's,
dead
and,
ass.
and he already bought a shirt that you wanted for $5 over. So it's
Exactly.
like, you'll
Like,
never
you
know
spent
that.
a little $5 more. You could have got it.
All right. I got the understanding of whatnot, and I have new thoughts now because. So vintage, it feels like traditionally there is no brick and mortar. It savors Goodwill. Maybe 2014, you name dropped a lot of people. We name dropped round 2. I'm sure a lot of smaller cities had different home vintage shops. And then pop-ups felt like vintage clothing goes with pop-ups because there's no brick and mortars for us. This is where we go. This is our community. Also, maybe at the time it's $50, $25. It's affordable, you know.
The pop-ups, you mean like the flea market, like
Flea
the new age
markets,
flea
where-
markets, right?
When you act like a vendor, when you sign up as a vendor, whether
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
flea
yeah.
market or a swap meet pop-up.
No, yeah, I feel like that definitely was a transition because I feel like a lot of people realized with the money of like opening this, it wasn't easy, dude. It's not easy. Like even if you have good credit, you pull up to the bank, they might not even give you that 100K.
Or it didn't even make sense at the time
Yeah.
because if you said I'm going to open up a store and sell used clothes,
Who
I
gonna
mean
pull up?
Nah,
maybe
who's gonna
there,
back that?
you know, aside from like a nonprofit foundation like a Goodwill and like unless you went that route, but then now when we speak on whatnot and Instagram Live and selling virtually, it almost takes it another step. When we think of brick and mortar, we think of pop-ups and flea markets. Now we spent 30 minutes chopping it up about whatnot and virtual selling. It beats your time from
Dude, yeah.
flea
I don't even do
markets.
I haven't done a flea market in a year.
It's literally a virtual flea market.
Yeah.
Virtual
literally.
flea market. You can buy from anywhere in the fucking world.
I mean, let's be honest. When we're not on our phones, and that's the real. I mean, that's the
Exactly.
real catalyst to it. And like I was trying to say, it's like, bro, all these vintage heads. Any person that needs a marketing person, hire one of us because we'll figure that out. We figured it out 10 times over because we're hungry and we gonna make that money somehow. Because guess what? I am the marketing team. I am the design team in the beginning. I am everything. I am the host. I am the producer. I'm everything. So I mean, we figured it out because we had to, not because we like wanted like. Well, it was wanted.
Yeah,
to,
no, you
it was
have
all of
to-
it.
you-
Yeah,
yeah. When
you
you're
need to do
selling
it.
the
Yeah.
ideal, if you're floss or whatever, like you're selling vintage, you got work with what you got. However your platform is, whether it's live, whether it's the swap meets. It's interesting to me because vintage, you know, like again, like this whole theme of today is like this old idea or renewing something or recycling something, and then, man, I'm just so like, damn, live. Selling live. Imagine even 2016. That would have been
selling
like
live
what?
in 2016.
Like, what do you
Dude,
mean?
yeah.
People
make
kids
cake though.
Kids
Oh
aren't
my
in,
God,
kids aren't
that'd
in
be
line at
crazy.
round 2 anymore. Kids aren't waiting in the block. Like,
No.
It wasn't even a
What a
thought
time.
then. It wasn't even a
No.
thought. It was.
Instagram Live came in like right before pandemic, right? It was I want to
Just
say
a
like
little bit before, I would
Yeah,
say.
I
but
wanna say
what? You're
20.
not selling on it. You're
No,
not
it was
thinking
just
of-
like I'm at this concert or I'm here. I'm doing this or I'm
Yeah.
talking like.
That's what your Facebook mom would use back in the
Exactly.
day. Literally, like I'm at a concert. I'm at the quinceañera.
So what's the first domino of round 2 flea markets? This is what thrift is. Goodwills, eBay. Because eBay, we'll give credit to eBay. eBay was virtual, but it's still not. Didn't have that live feeling of what it is now.
It doesn't give you
I can't
adrenaline or
s-
something. Yeah.
I personally can't say there was one specific domino because it was just all these things had to happen at the same time to create that kind of movement.
Yeah.
Like Sean was doing vintage in VA like round 2. Round 2 was VA first, not LA. People tend to forget that. He was already deep in the game like that on the East Coast.
yeah.
So
they were doing it since like 2012 2012, I want to
Yeah,
say. They were doing
exactly.
it for a while, dude. Like Sean, I'm 31, and Sean was only like a couple years older than me. Like I want to say like 3 or 4.
Mhm.
And so like they, those are the dudes that I was looking up to. Obviously, like all the older heads were like the cool ones because they had them, quote unquote, they had a job, they had money and stuff like that. And so yeah, like VAs were, I mean, a lot of shout out Pharrell too.
I mean, you could take it back even further and say it was Flight Club, it was Riff LA, because they were doing sneakers. Like
It all just leads to sneakers.
Sneaker
Literally always
reselling
leads back
was
to
before
sneakers.
vintage. Sneaker reselling was before vintage. You could take it back to round dose, selling Supreme and dub taps and Vans.
Because because Lola, stop. No, like you say it's sneakers because some of them are used.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the idea of, again, recycling some shit that held value for like one of the first, for not the first time, but I don't know, like, yeah, like, my bad, go on.
No, but it's just like you can go back so far and just be like, well, without this, without fucking Nike talk, we would not be here without Nike talk.
Crazy.
Like, without camping out for fucking Concords in the dead of winter at the Stonewood Mall trying to get a pair, like, without the Galaxy foams dropping, creating a release system where they stopped doing campouts and started doing raffles because of the hype, the resale, the cool factor. So you can't say there's any one thing that started it, but there were just so many different pieces that played a part in getting to where we are now. Like, I can't even fathom what it's going to look like 10 years from now.
I mean, right now, I can't believe, I'm going to be real, I'm going to throw you this one. Ed Hardy and Von Dutch are 2016 me.
Oh my God,
my
bro.
boy, shout out Piefer. You remember Piefer?
Yes.
Piefer called it and was collecting it back in 2016. Like, watch this in 4 or 5 years. Von Dutch, Ed Hardy is going to be hot. This fool had a clock. I hope he made bank. I hope he did, Piefer.
Absolutely.
But, bro, and it's ridiculous. Literally, Mark Echo was at Complex Con.
Yes.
Mark Echo was at Complex Con.
Baby Fat's hot again. I was at the the OC County Fair. I saw a girl in a full Ed Hardy velour sweatsuit and the big Baby Fat earrings. I was like, what
It's 90
year
degrees.
is it?
It's still 90 degrees.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking insane.
It's
But it's just
crazy.
everything that's old becomes cool again.
I feel like it's so different for me, for you guys, because I never grew up on that, or like Ed Hardy and stuff like that.
Talk on it, yeah. So
Yeah.
what did
How old
you
are
grow
you?
up
Yeah.
on?
How old are you?
I just turned 22 in August.
Fucking child.
Yeah.
No offense.
No, how
you're
did you-
good.
32.
No, this is
I know, yeah,
great.
just
No,
hit the
no.
30s, dog.
Yeah,
We're old
hell
now.
yeah.
Fucking
No,
unks.
because
Because like you guys
see
over here
that.
talking about brands, I'm like, I was like, damn, I just found out what that was like a couple years ago. Like I didn't know what that is.
Yeah,
like
but-
Ed Hardy was just becoming cool, and like I think Playboy Cardi said it in like Whole Lot of Red.
Yeah.
The fact that this man said whole lot of red is where he heard about Ed Hardy. I'm like,
Yeah,
makes
that's
me
when I first
mad.
heard about it.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Jesus, it's so weird.
It shows where the times were. Like, I swear to God, I know Piefer was on it, but I swear to God, back when Torgum used to have their old location, I was walking through the racks. I pulled, and this was, mind you, fucking like, I don't know, 2016. Like, I pulled a piece, and it wasn't even hot. Like, because it was hot 2010 to 2012.
Yeah.
Like, what was the era? Fucking
It was
Jersey
the
Shore era.
Yeah,
Jersey
yeah,
that
yeah,
era.
yeah. The burritos. Yeah.
Exactly. So I pulled this just long sleeve AOP Ed Hardy, and I was like, this shit is fire. Like, this is gonna be hot again. Whatever. Put it back. Next thing I know, fucking years down the road, like, yo, you got that Ed Hardy.
Yeah, in 2021.
Yeah.
2021, I remember
Is that
flea
when it
markets.
decided? Dang.
I think flea markets were like, yo, Ed Hardy's the new shit.
Nah,
yeah,
I
like
feel
for me.
You
like-
start hearing it around.
I feel like
Yeah.
now
people
we're in the
whispering.
peak of it. I
Oh,
feel
right
like
now it's
Really?
the highest prices. I
Now
feel like
it's
the
the-
highest
And then
prices.
for me now, I don't do flea markets, so I don't even looking at Ed Hardy's
Yeah.
like that as much as I used to.
Yeah,
I'm looking for other
I
stuff.
mean, fucking Jinko jeans. Who the fuck
Oh,
thought
Jinko jeans are another
jeans
one.
would be? Oh my God,
Yeah.
that pisses me off so bad.
Yes.
Who the fuck wants to wear jeans that can fit 4 legs in one leg?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And I just found out about Jinko jeans like 3 years ago. Maybe,
So
2
what?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
give me 5 brands. Take us through your middle school, because I feel like middle school's a good era where people
Yeah, yeah,
start you
definitely.
start
Yeah.
thinking for your own.
Middle school. I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
it's because like middle school, I grew up watching like everyone like we said, back to the sneakers and stuff like that. So for me, it would be like Bape, Supreme.
Yep.
Oh, he was on it back then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
on
Bape
it.
Supreme
Middle
was,
school?
Because
Yeah,
yeah,
but
you gotta think we were in high school
like, we're graduating
when that was
Yeah,
popping.
yeah, yeah.
Like, bro,
Bape
if you had a
shit.
Bape Shark, like in middle school, bro, you're like, holy
yeah.
shit, like you're
Yeah.
cool as hell.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like, dude, this guy, like you can't even touch him. Or if you got a BOGO in middle school, it's like, yo, that's crazy.
Yo,
Similar
the
to your
BOGO.
era, because you're what, 2 years older than him?
I think you're a year or 2 years older than me.
Babe hoodie in school, bro, you fucking untouchable.
Yeah, literally.
Mhm.
I mean, I
think-
feel like now
yeah.
still, Babe Hoodie, you're the GOAT.
Yeah.
You were untouchable.
Oh, the ones
Oh,
are Jordan
ones.
ones,
The
bro.
Jordan ones.
Also, another crazy pool. Another crazy pool would be like Revenge Storms. I think the idea of Vans, Revenge.
Yeah.
Biggest
Icon.
heist.
Fuck.
The biggest heist.
Oh
Dude,
my god,
don't-
they're
my-
fucking Vans.
I
Vans.
mean, look at, so I mean, it's what I mean. I would say that for sure. I'm even thinking about
Is
like
golf wing like in your?
golf wings for sure up there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
just-
because I
the
feel
thing-
like that was
But
definitely.
now that's not.
right,
now
right
it's not
there.
even golfing. Now it's just golf.
It's just golf.
It's
so
just
yeah.
golf now. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, so like if I were to go back in time to Melrose or Fairfax, I used to be the stores for me. I know they're super different between you guys.
God, I'm about to be crying.
Yeah, because I know for you guys it was probably Diamond, Pink Dolphin, some other
Dolphin
stuff.
I don't really put there, but
Diamond-
yeah,
I know, but it was there.
yeah, but
though.
it was there. It was there.
Yeah, for
No,
me.
Pink Dolphin.
Dope.
Pink
Oh
Dolphin
my
was
God,
there. Pink Dolphin
dope.
was
Yeah,
there.
I would
Yeah.
definitely say for me would be like when I went to my first experience at Fairfax was Supreme. It was Fight Club was also around the corner. Across the street was also golfing, and then it used to be that one brand with the cat that flipped you off. Rip and
Oh
Dip.
yeah,
Rip
Rip.
and Dip. Rip is
Yeah.
still there.
Rip-
Oh, they're still there.
Rip
That's
and
crazy.
Dip
so.
had kids in a lock, like
Literally- it
similar
had
to
me on a
Golf
lock.
Wing,
No,
because
literally.
aesthetics were similar.
Everyone
Yeah.
used to want to be a skater back then. I think everyone back in the day, for you guys, wanted to wear a snapback and look like Tyga.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
for us, used to be like,
Snapbacks and tattoos.
yeah,
Shouts
yeah,
out to
no.
Kid Ink.
and then for me,
to this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
there you go. That's what I'm
Exactly,
saying.
right
And for me, it
here,
used to
right
be like,
here.
I want to go pick up a skateboard and look like the dude on this highlight reel with the C-list rapper on the background of a song, and like wear some golf or like wear like Thrasher or stuff like that. Also,
Thrasher, another
yeah.
one.
And then I think
Mhm.
Kanye also had people on a chokehold too with the Yeezys for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was
definitely
your
for sure.
era.
Wait,
yeah,
what
that makes
Yeezys,
sense.
though?
Yeezys for me, I think were like the zebras.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh,
zebras.
wow.
Because that's like that's
definitely.
2014,
That's my- that's
2015.
When you say Yeezy, obviously I think that, but when you talk that era, I'm thinking fucking
The first model. The, what is
yeah,
The
no,
Turtle Doves?
no, I'm
No,
thinking
no,
the
no, no.
Nike Yeezys.
The Nikes?
Nike
Oh,
Yeezys,
damn.
bro.
I'm also thinking but for me too, just because of his age, I was thinking about what are those?
the
first
Turtle
boots.
Doves and the
boots.
750s.
The
Oh,
first,
the
Cool-
750s.
yeah,
750s.
and
Bro.
But like for me, it's like for us, bro. Bro, when you saw those first Yeezys with the wide print on
that
them,
music
the
video,
glow
the music video that we saw for
Man,
the
that
first
Oh
shit-
my
time.
god!
Oh
Hey,
my
but
God.
to this day though, I still think his best Yeezy collab, hands down, the Louis V's.
Oh yeah,
The Louis
Oh,
V's
yeah, I
is
love
like
the Louis V
the
trainers.
Jaspers
Yeah.
with the pink sole, the Just Dawns all reds, like.
Can I be
oh
honest? I
my
heard people
God.
don't like them because they're not comfy though.
Oh yeah, they're fucking
They're-
chunky as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So-
Chunky as a-
Yeah, no, my
That's
bad.
funny.
Shoot.
no,
That's
please,
so funny.
please, please.
Those are your 5 brands. Give me your 5, and we're gonna hit
Man,
you
so
after.
middle school me, man, I ain't got no money. At my mom probably got like $40 in her pocket.
What are you
We got
looking
the
at?
hundreds. This is
Yep.
the hundreds. This is the diamond. Still, when they were at the older store, when they had that center, when they were looking like a jewelry shop, that we had before I knew what they were. It was a vintage store next to them, and they're still. Shout out Ricky. What's Ricky's store? I forgot it, but it used to be on Fairfax too. Fairfax, and it used to be Flight Club.
I think I know exactly what.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but yeah. That,
Tried and
Tried and
True.
True. Tried and True's
Tried and
been there, but they
True.
were always so low key. They never had a name. But
Mm-hmm.
that was when I remember seeing vintage, and so that. But then for sure, Supreme. I didn't care about Supreme because that wasn't me and stuff like that. And because the fact that they didn't make bigger than an XL, so it didn't fit
For a
me.
minute, they didn't
they
wear
didn't.
bigger.
I
They
didn't
didn't
even
know
know
that.
that. I
behind
did
the
not even know
scenes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
behind
was
the
like
scenes.
friends and family type shit.
Mhm,
Really?
but I
I
didn't
know
learn
that.
that till later, but yeah, and then so yeah, and then Golf Line was a little bit later. I definitely was part of it, but it was probably like the early stages, and then Dope. Dope was obviously where all the cool brands were. If you wanted a good brand, if you wanted the cool,
That's where you
basically like the Karma Loop of Fairfax.
Oh, we're gonna talk on that.
Karma Loop, but that's what
We'll
that's
hold
where
that.
all our swag
We're
started
gonna hold
from.
that. I'm gonna type Karma Loop
Karma
right
Loop
here.
is
Yeah.
wild.
What's 5 brands middle school, high school Marcus is
Middle
looking
school
at?
for me was fucking legitimately like South Pole, Echo. But I grew up like you grew up closer to that side. I
Yeah.
grew up in Southgate, Downey. Like I grew
sure.
I grew up
Yeah,
in Southgate,
further,
Paramount.
Mm.
Like high school for me wasn't until Downey wasn't until high school. So for me, I was a product of my culture, which was like fucking
Big
li-
T's.
like yeah lineups, fucking swap meet, pro club, thermal, layer. Like that was me. But brand wise, fucking Fat Farm, South Pole, Echo. fucking want to rock the Hurricanes, fucking G Unit shorts, like that was my shit from at least middle school standpoint.
That's
But
so crazy to me. Yeah,
South
I
Pole,
don't.
like South Pole's a little bit in there too for sure.
South Pole's hot
and
right
South
now.
Pole's hot right now too. Yeah,
South
for
Pole,
sure.
Echo, all of that shit.
All
is
of,
hot.
I guess, all that baggier, real, bro. If we're being real, that might be like real streetwear, like streetwear, like
No,
Rockaware
yeah,
no, for
was
sure.
viewed as like,
Rockaware, too.
and Mark Echo, like that was viewed as like some
What artists,
street
what
wear.
rappers would wear.
50
Yeah.
Cent, they throw 50 Cent in there. Jay-Z, like that's
homies
so
on the block
funny.
wearing this for
Bro,
real.
I
it's funny. I
can't
didn't
tell
think
you
of
a
that.
couple years ago, I was so hyped, and I still feel weird about wearing it, but it's so good. I found an all black velour Sean John suit, top and bottom, size
Man, I'm not
large.
even mad at you. I'm not
Like-
mad at you. That's what I'm looking for right
Bro,
now.
like
I want that right now.
I found it, mind you, they run big as fuck, so finding a large probably fits like a 2XL. I have to hem the fuck, but like the fact that it was all black, I have that shit sitting in my closet right
can
now.
wear it.
I think I might just patch over the Sean John, but just like that was it, bro. Like
Do you
That was
If
the
you had the
vibe.
remember?
two-piece set, you were the man back
Yep.
in the day.
Do you remember Hype and Homage? You had a powder blue velour set on the model.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that. Called him Mr. White, and I
Yeah.
would dress him up every single day, something
Yeah.
different every single time.
There was a day you had the powder blue velour. I don't know what brand,
Mm-hmm.
but I copped it. I copped it from Hype and Homage. Now we're speaking on velour.
Yeah.
Karma Loop, bro. Actually, do you guys know Legend board shop? Legend.
Yeah, of course.
I've heard about that.
Legends
Family-
is a Downey
Oh,
thing.
okay.
But in
Yeah,
Legend,
yeah,
Family
Legends, yeah.
Sports.
Oh, yes.
Family
yes.
Sports.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Family
yeah.
Sports is Whittier. Legends was the offshoot, which
Mm-hmm.
is in Downey still.
Okay.
So that's where those were the two storefronts.
Green Apple?
No.
You don't remember Green Apple, the brand? They would sell that
Oh,
thing.
skateboard.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly. Like
I thought you were talking about store.
no.
Those were the two storefronts. Again, I never really went to LA or Fairfax and all that, but on our side of it, or like the Southeast LA, those were the stores where you could get Obey, Hundreds, DGK, LRG.
DGK. Wow.
I tried skating, like the homies would skate, never got past like a shove it and an ollie. And I was like a hooping anyways, but like I didn't gravitate towards like the heavy skatewear, but like I did gravitate towards like the LRG, the more, I guess looking back now, the graphic tee and,
Yeah,
and
the
Yeah,
streetwear, the
100%.
streetwear
Yeah.
side of shit.
It's
The
crazy.
first time you
yeah.
spent it like $30 on a shirt. Because
Yeah.
your parents
Ooh.
would just buy you
No,
Target
facts.
shirts
No,
and
literally.
Kmart. Shout out Kmart. They don't exist no more.
Yeah,
but
the little
yeah.
Y2K like irony, like character tees.
Yes,
that's
yes.
like
I'm
on
a
the-
dumber and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
shit
And
like
then
that.
you
Oh,
were just
yeah.
like, no, I'm gonna upgrade my style and buy this big diamond shirt that just has a huge diamond or has a girl eating a diamond. And my mom's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's cool, mom, but yeah,
You wouldn't understand it.
you
Mom.
don't understand, mom."
Signs the door.
But yeah, bro, it's crazy.
I
Oh
went
wait,
from-
do you remember the brand Tits?
I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is.
Wow.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the
All
reason.
it was called, and it was called Two in the Shirt.
Yeah.
Tits. But all it was just badass
Girls.
bitches
Yeah.
half naked on a t-shirt.
And,
That's not know
and
what
then
that
some
is.
of them, which was cool, because This Is It did it as well. They would have tape on them. So
Yeah.
they
That's
would take
what I
the-
thought of.
Yeah, and they take tape off, and then obviously you could put the tape back on and go to school, so you wouldn't get in trouble.
Whoa,
That was
that's
the whole gist of it.
crazy.
Yeah,
It
that was
like-
the first time
yeah.
getting dress code policy back in the day. We are the reason you guys have dress code policy.
Oh, yeah.
because
Put the
we were
shirts
wearing
upside down.
crazy.
I'm gonna
things.
say something. I don't. You would probably know it. I don't know if you would. Dunk Exchange, Loud and Obnoxious.
What? My God, this dude just hit me with the biggest back. Wow, that was
So-
a fire ass. And they used to print.
Yeah.
That was their whole gist. They were a brand, but they would print as well.
Print
for you.
stuff for you if you had a brand.
If you
So-
had a brand.
And they were in Cerritos Mall at some
Oh,
random
wow.
shop there too. Like, but I just remember, I still have it to this day. Is like, I like shirts that are like, how do I say it? Like the shock value shirts.
Yeah.
So that's
Like you
the
double take.
yeah. So they had Fast Times at High School Musical. I don't know if you remember that, T.
Wow.
So it says Fast Times of High School Musical in the Fast Times at, logo. But it was Vanessa Hudgens on the front, and it was when her nude got
Oh
leaked.
shit.
Yep.
And but they're barred out. But like, I just remember seeing that shirt at that time, and I was like, what in the fuck is that? And, you know, the funniest thing is, down the road, I was running Hype and Homage. Somebody came in with that shirt in a size small, and I was like, bro, this is like, I was talking to him about it, and he was trying to like upcharge it. He's like, oh, $30-$40. I was like, bro, I'll give you $5 for this. I'm not even gonna wear it. This is just to have.
Yeah.
I made a post about it. The guys from LNO hit me up, and they were like, yo, we still have an extra large of our first iteration of this if you want it. Like, we got you. So they brought it over to me like a couple weeks later, and I still have it. And like, I wore it on on one of the lives.
You're crazy for that,
bro. They were like, how much? I'll show you a picture after, because it's
That's
crazy. But
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
no one does that anymore. For sure, the shock
value
value is down
shit?
because,
No.
like, I mean, I don't want to teach them, but cancel culture, you know.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah, I was
do
gonna
too
say
much.
right now, you'll get canceled if you.
oh,
Yeah,
dude,
you guys are
I had to
definitely
look up
different.
before I wore it on the live. I was like, was she
Oh,
18 when the picture came? Yeah, she was 18 when that picture got leaked.
Wow.
Thank
I'm
God.
gonna
Even
get. I'm
that
gonna be,
is maybe
Do you know?
fresh,
Like, yeah.
fresh.
Do you know about talking the online thing? What was the unfortunate name, the unfappening, the fappening? That
Oh
happened?
yeah.
Do you
when
know about that?
Oh yeah. the
No.
fappening
Okay,
was
so his
crazy.
generation doesn't know about that.
Do
So
you
that
remember the
photo only
fappening?
exists because someone back in the day, one of the hackers back in the day, was the first time Apple ever got hacked, and was like the first time. Obviously, they've been hacked, but this is the public time.
Yeah.
And dude, they hit every celebrity, female, male, but it was mostly female because
Because of the iPhone.
yeah, because of the iPhone.
They
It's
hit
the first time the
iCloud.
cloud. Yeah.
There was, like fucking what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence was on there. Fucking Vanessa Hudgens. Like, it was any
no-
celebrity
yeah.
you could think of got hit, had their nudes leaked. Boom. It was called the fappening, and it was everywhere.
And that literally led to
Really?
designs like This Is It and Tits and other brands
That's
being
crazy.
able to
Someone built
use.
their
Getting
brands off of that.
celebrities,
Yeah.
shirts.
Yeah.
I feel,
What?
okay,
And
now
these
I
girls
to-
get no pay because like it was on a public online. You got leaked.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
bro.
like Kim Kardashian. I'm
Yep,
assuming
everybody.
all of that.
Anybody
And-
you can think of, you just type that
What
name.
year?
This is when we were young, bro. I
Dude,
want to
honestly,
say.
I'm gonna
He's
look
like, I
this
was
shit up
8.
now. 'cause
I don't really know.
I want to
forgot
say
about
like
that shit
I was
until you said
16.
it.
We were like 16 back then, probably.
Okay, so I'm
this
sorry,
is crazy.
14,
Yeah, it's
2010,
crazy, bro. Yeah.
2010 maybe.
Damn,
Maybe.
2010's crazy.
So,
Yeah.
bro.
2014.
2014.
Yeah, I was
2014.
close. I was
Oh,
close.
damn, that's late. I'm a.
Yeah.
No, but like that was around the time. That was that era.
That's so crazy
It
to
was
think
it was
about.
it was
It was crazy times, but yeah. But Karma Loop, I mean, Karma Loop would sell the brands, bro.
So,
Karma
bro.
Loop would sell those brands.
I'm the older brother, bro. So I discovered all this solo. BT music video, whatever, bro. I remember I had a buddy, John Jimenez, his older brother Patrick was on the desktop in the living room, and he was always browsing Karma Loop. I'm a 6th grader at the time. He's an 8th grader.
Wow.
I didn't know what it was, but you see the big fonts, you see the shirts. He's looking at shoes.
The
And it was-
options, the options that they had.
And it was just wow, yes, everything. And the way it correlated to me, stupid enough, was like, this is where the celebrities get their shit at.
Yes.
I
No, you're not
only
lying. You're
I
not
only
lying.
see these clothes in music videos. Not even MySpace, because I'm probably just connected to my friends at the time. I'm like, oh my god, like, bro, this is it. Like,
You found the plug.
yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, like, Karma Loop introduced me to all the brands, even like just
Brands that don't
everything.
exist anymore. Shout out
Yeah.
them, man. Shaping our middle school.
And I'm
childhood.
gonna say, bro, like, that era is what's gonna be next. Because
Karma Loop? Oh, I
we're-
believe it.
We're
I
only
believe it.
following time right now.
Yeah.
You guys talked about the whole Ed Hardy, and that's like what, late 2000s,
Yeah.
talking Jersey Shore, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Once we get into 2010s,
Dude,
I'm
I've
thinking
been saying
Kid
Diamond's
Cudi.
gonna be worth
I'm
so
looking-
much
Bro,
money.
you know what I have from Diamond, and I still fucking love it to this day. Found it at Rosewell, $30. It is the Diamond Supply Iron Maiden tee.
Yo, yeah, that
Diamond.
one's
So
still worth.
it basically looks like an Iron Maiden T-shirt, but he's just holding a diamond.
diamond.
And
They
it
got a
says
cease and
Diamond.
desist on it. That's why it's
Yeah, they
crazy.
did.
fire.
I found it for $30.
and they just did it.
I still have it in my
Yeah.
fucking drawer. Like, this is that. I have been saying, like, I'm on live and I'll be like, pull a Diamond t-shirt. I'm like, guys, Diamond is like, y'all need to buy Diamond, because Diamond had some good shit
Graphics.
back in the
Good
day.
graphics.
Pre zoomies, so I can tell the difference now. I realize I can tell the difference. So pre zoomies, Diamond used to print a white tag, a white print.
Yeah.
And then after Zoomies, the mass marketing is a black tag. So that's how you can tell the difference.
Pre
so,
and
pre. So
post.
I don't. That's the only reason because I started
And their
buying it.
shirts were softer early.
And then
eras.
honestly, the graphics back then were so much more. Like I said, it's just like back then you
Cleaner.
can get canceled for half of the designs that you
Yeah.
wear. So like the crazier it is, probably older and stuff. And like back then, that whole 30% rule, they didn't care, dude. They just ripped off any logo. There were so many. They would rip off the Niners team and wear just have a Niners
It was a
players
different
on there,
time, you
bro,
know.
and
Like,
yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Lawyers didn't care back then because they didn't
No.
think they were making
Or
enough
They
money.
would just hit them with a cease and desist. All right, cool, can't do it. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, and because they weren't posting online like we do now, they would never know.
Exactly.
They would have to pull up to the store.
Oh, wow.
all right, before we wrap up, I got some rapid questions. Not rapid questions, but some quick hitters, and we'll go all the way around. What's something you wish more people understood about vintage, or some misconception? And we'll go all the way around, so everyone could be different. Or if anyone wants to go first, if you're dying to jump on. But what's something you wish more people understood about vintage, misconception, the grind behind it?
I would like to say that it's probably the easiest portal into our past that we can still feel a connection with. And that's why there's so much money in it, because people want to feel nostalgia. That's why, shouts out to my girl, I Speak. Kids vintage is fucking hot
Oh
because
my
everybody
God,
from
bro.
here is growing up having kids.
Yep.
And what do we want to do? Dress
our
our
babies.
kids in the shit that we remember seeing.
I had to adapt to kids' vintage now. I'm
Exactly.
buying kids' vintage clothes now.
Wow.
Crazy,
Like, dude,
yeah.
our kids' vintage lives.
Can't go
Crazy.
thrift no more and find kid stuff.
No,
We're actually
not
weird.
good stuff.
Yeah, good
so
stuff is
I
gone.
think for us, it's always gonna be, and obviously time is always gonna keep going. So it's gonna be one of those things that I think vintage is always gonna be around to stay, but it's gonna be constantly evolving and changing with the times. So don't be mad at it. Don't be like, oh, I can't get this, I can't get that. Find what fits you,
Patience.
and
Patience.
yeah.
Patience
Exactly.
is the name
Find
of
what
the
fits
game.
you and stay in that lane. I think there's a great quote by Tiger Woods that he told to JJ Spawn. I'm a big golfer, guy, but he told when JJ Spawn was trying to go for the US Open, he was a nobody. He at the time, nobody really knew his name, but Tiger told him, just stay in it. Stay in that moment. Like, don't try to just stay in it. Same thing with vintage. Like, if you like this shit, stay in it. Like,
So true, bro.
just keep going, doing what you're doing, Find your niche, find your market, find your people, and
Build.
exactly. Because if you keep trying to do everything, you're gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, people
How
think
about
it's so easy. Like, yeah, I 100% agree with that. We used to get bullied for liking Disney, believe it or not. Like, yeah, it was just
Speak
so
on it.
crazy.
I don't know.
Hey, no, let's be real. Let's be real. Before all of this, like back in the day, like I won't even say before 2012, like going to Disney and it wasn't the thing. It wasn't
No.
the move.
I mean, for example, like vintage. When I was first going on to Whatnot, it was like the shirt he's wearing, a Tupac rap tee. It would be like band tees. It'd be so and so. So for us trying to like adapt into this world was so hard for us because like our parents like would literally put all their money into their pockets and take us on my 10th birthday to go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like, bro, I love this shit, and that's what I grew up liking. And at the time, I remember people used to be like, bro, like no one wants your Cruella shirt, or no one wants your Maleficent shirt, or like, and I was like, that's what I liked. And then I remember I would try to adapt people into it, and I would do posts like at the Disneyland parks. I mean, I was like, that's one big thing that I was like, bro, I think we like are also so like in our heads that we don't realize that we live a life that we're so privileged about living here in LA. Bro, like Disneyland for us is like, I mean, I'm pretty sure all kind of locally, it's like 30 minutes the most for us. And like, you got to realize people that live in Maine grew up on only the DVDs and the VHSs. So like, when I try to bring vintage into people's spotlight and their nostalgia value, I make sure that the t-shirt is also there with them. And then I take it to the parks and like try to take a picture of it there so they could feel like they're there with the shirt. And then they're going to be like, oh, that shirt was there. It looks cooler, than a white background. Now doubling back on the grass on the floor, I want a Disneyland shirt that was there at the park or stuff like that. And I also try to adapt people into the shows to the point where I even did a live at Disneyland in front of the castle, and I auctioned off T-shirts over there. And I think as far as like go back to, I even don't.
They didn't stop you or do anything.
I was gonna
like,
say that.
Yeah, like
Believe it or not, Rapunzel came up to us when we were on live,
No
and she asked us what we were
way.
doing. Yeah, and
They
then
Bro,
probably
you have,
just
like,
think
a-
they're
you have a
live
screenshot
streaming.
of
'cause
that?
Yeah,
people
Oh, yeah, it's on my-
share.
yeah.
that's true.
yeah, so we thought we were about to get kicked out, and then we get a pat on the back. We're like, oh well, that's it. We just hit live. We got
Wow.
200 people watching us in front of the castle. Lo and behold, it's Flynn Rider and Rapunzel telling us,
Yeah.
oh, what's going on? And then
dude,
it's
that's
like,
so sick.
yeah, and it was just so funny. But like that just like elevated the idea of like Disney and like having our type of thing into the community of that's already established itself there. You know, we try to bring in like what we want, what we like into this other community, and luckily it built up and it just became like our own thing for us. So yeah, I 100% like agree with you on that part. But vintage, I would definitely say like, I would tell everyone this, and I've been there for like since I was 17 years old. I mean, I know I'm only 22 right now, but like, man, I've seen people come and go. You know, but I definitely say stay your ground. You got to go with the times. Everything's a trend at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If it goes to the phone in your pocket, goes to the shoes you're wearing, the clothes, the vintage clothing, it's never gonna die, man. At the end of the day, the kids that you have are gonna think that like Moana is gonna be vintage for them, or like Elsa and Anna. You know, that's in a matter of time. That's
There's
just, like,
gonna
in 5
be a
years from now,
time
you
where
know?
printed
stuff that's
tags are the
bootleg
vintage.
concerts now, like
Yeah, the concert shirts, like for now, like for example, like I don't know, like Billie Eilish or
Shoreline
like,
Mafia.
Shoreline
Yeah.
Mafia, those T-shirts that, bro, I make, Cardi or Drake or like, you know, Kendrick Lamar. I make sure, my ass makes sure to buy a T-shirt from those vendors outside
Just
of
in
the thing because
case.
you never know.
Just
Or
in
like
case.
even around the corner for us because we live in LA. Bro, there's a Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, like rap tee inspired T-shirt out there.
Yep.
And man, I'm telling you guys, in 20 years from now, that's just gonna be selling on Whatnot or
Like-
God knows what platform from
Like
then
R.I.P.
forward.
Kobe, but when he
Yeah,
died,
man.
I made sure to
You
buy
had to
a
get all
fucking
those shirts,
T-shirt
literally.
from that shit, just
Yeah.
just for me, not even for a resale value, but because
Yeah.
like it's a moment in time.
Yeah, and it's like people want to feel that. You know
encapsulates-
what I mean? Or like recently when Ozzy passed away, people wanted an Ozzy Osbourne shirt.
Dude,
And
I
no-
went on
yeah.
Mercari and found some shit. Like I got the notification that said he passed away, and I'm
Yeah.
not ashamed to say I went on Mercari, found a T-shirt for $60,
You
and
bought that
like
shit.
I can sell it for $200 if I wanted.
Yeah, which
But
is
like-
so crazy to think about that. Like, at the end of the day, we all get older and these people pass away, and with passing comes time, and people want to feel that time that the artist or whoever it is was living in the moment, and you guys want to live in that moment. So like, you know,
Nostalgia's priceless.
nostalgia's super
Nostalgia's
Yes,
priceless.
bro.
and
Put
whatever
that on
makes
a
you feel like
fucking
that little
t-shirt.
kid or a teenager back in Fairfax or Melrose, when it comes to maybe in the future a Diamond Co shirt might be vintage for some kid back in the day.
Hundreds,
You know,
Yep.
Puff, Thrasher.
I mean,
Yeah.
Supreme is vintage in itself. It's still a brand.
Yeah,
It's still
from
they have
all
vintage
the-
Yeah,
logos.
no,
Yeah.
100%. So,
Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy.
I definitely say like, you know, for anyone that's getting into vintage, like be who you are. Definitely
Yeah.
stand your ground. You know, it's always going to come with like some punches, of course, but you know,
Exactly.
yeah, and that goes out to like all the tias out there. My mom was not supportive when I first started doing vintage.
Man.
Imagine
No.
telling my Mexican mom that I don't want to go to school and I want to sell T-shirts, and then I had some guy.
That's why I
pull
had to go to
yeah.
school still, y'all.
Yeah, so
I'm like the like drawing board, and then you guys just were like, nah, I'm gonna make it happen. So
Yeah.
it makes me happy to see that.
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
And she's super supportive. I've shout out to my mom. She helps me with my packages now when I do shows on Whatnot. She's like, how much did your shows, like, how many shirts did you do? And I'm like, I sold 400 today. And then I'm like, well, we got to get to work. She's the one that motivates me every
Are
day.
you
to
paying
this
her,
day.
though?
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
So we're over here
Flex.
packaging stuff, you know, me and her together.
Just making memories. Too,
Yeah,
like that.
and it's
too.
like,
great.
beautiful
I'm having
thing.
family business.
Yeah,
at
and
that
it's like
point.
my mom, my dad, me and my brother, we're all just packaging up T-shirts that, you know, we built
That's
up and
great.
with like the love and growth that they gave to us, you know, still believing in us. So big shout out to them. And yeah, man, vintage is
And the
phenomenal. It's forever.
intention, because like one thing I like about your page is I'll see like a, you know, the Haunted Mansion tee or like the Disney tees, and you shot it at Disneyland, like you said, you
Yeah.
know, or the Dodgers are playing and you have the vintage hat and the two shirts and the flat lay.
Oh, yeah.
And like you say, like, I think that's a big message too. Like, lean into what makes you different, or you alluded to it, like find your lane. But what that translates to me is like find your niche, find what you, whether it's
Yeah.
jerseys, whether it's denim, whether it's hats, whether it's Disney.
Yeah.
Because at that point, it's gonna be so much easier because you're telling the truth. You're just living life.
Yeah, like,
There's
this is
more
what I
money in
am.
a niche than there is in trying to sell everything,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, like me, for my niche right now, it's vintage golf stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been collecting and curating that shit for like the past year and a half.
And that's just you. Like, that's
Yeah.
good, though, because
And-
that's what you love. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So
And
that's
it's
fire.
like he said, it's what I love.
Yeah.
I did a golf flea market. It was all new brands that
And
were
you're
just
bringing
selling.
in people that never even touched vintage before.
Exactly.
Getting into this stuff. Like,
Exactly.
man.
So I went with 2 racks, left with 1. As money was coming in, I was online buying more
More.
shit for
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
flea market
Yeah.
because I knew it was there. So like that and like when you sell at a flea market, people are gonna be like, oh, let me get a haggle, let me get a this, let me get a that.
Get a deal.
Dog, I don't know. Maybe it's just because golf has a different aura of like money and shit.
Bracket. Let's be honest, tax bracket different.
Exactly,
No,
bro.
it really
I undersold my shit so much. People were like, yeah, here, no haggles.
Oh,
That's
you
crazy.
did that golf pop up. Is that what you're alluding to? Yeah,
Yes.
that looked dope. That, and
Great.
And it's creative and it's new, and that's what people need now in vintage, because like people like we just talked about earlier, like people see the same stuff every time, no matter how many new people come in and out. The people that do stay see that shit every single time. So it matters what you do with the stuff that you see every time.
Exactly.
So like that's why I like try doing stuff like that too. Going live at Disneyland or going live at Universal Studios, selling shirts over there, like bro, like
That's
stand
niche.
out.
That's
yeah, like
super
stand
niche.
out, like pop out, be
Dude,
different.
people
You know
pay
what I mean?
up for Disney shit. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a Disney head, like people will pay the fuck up on that shit. I didn't even realize it, but yeah, they really tend to go.
Crazy, bro.
Same thing with hats, bro. Like,
Literally, no,
like at the
literally.
end of the day, it's just a fucking t-shirt. It's just a fucking hat. It's just
That's
a pair
what they
of
always
shoes.
say. That's what they always say.
But
Yeah.
bro, the value of it is whatever.
But if you
somebody
ask the
wants
person
to pay.
that bought it, they got a story, they got a reason. They'll give you 5 paragraphs. They'll give you that hamburger and let you know that, hey, this is why I love it and this is why I needed it, and justify, hey, I spent $500, but am I ever gonna find it again?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
let's be honest, no.
and are you ever going to see anybody else wearing it?
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
to add on to that story, I think one of the stories I always tell that I love about selling at flea markets, which I don't like doing now, is I was at Kobe's swap meet, which I'm pretty sure you guys know
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah.
And I was selling a shirt there, and some couple goes up to me and they're like pointing out this shirt. Mind you, I value this shirt like at $5 to $10. I'm like, bro, what is this? Like, why are they so like strung up on it? And they're like, oh, so like, how much is the shirt? I'm like, $10. And they're like, oh, so it's like a crazy story that me and my husband. It was a Steelers and like some Super Bowl with the Steelers, and I guess the girl was a bartender at that Super Bowl, and the husband met her right there at that bar, like when she was being like at the bartender spot or whatever, and they met there, and rest became history. And little do I know to find out that they tell me that they're walking around Kobe's celebrating their honeymoon because he just got married. And I was
See,
like,
that's
bro,
fucking beautiful.
keep the shirt. I was like,
Take it.
yeah, I was like,
point,
that's one
bro.
thing I always like remembered. And it's just like, you know, for me, it's a $5 to $10 shirt, but for them, it's like, man, they're
That's a
never gonna sell
memory,
it.
bro.
Yeah, it's like,
Like he said,
it's like
nostalgia
that's
is
just that,
priceless, bro.
Priceless, man. So,
Man.
yeah.
Absolutely, bro.
Flo, you have a lot of connections, you know, in LA or just, you know, the past 10 years. What's one piece of advice that you've gotten that you think us, not only us, but the listeners could benefit from?
Man, I'm talking to myself right now just because of it all, and like, don't let that ego stroke you, for sure, because at the end of
100%.
the day, ain't nobody gonna be really there for you. You know, you shake a lot of hands and you do that stuff, but at the end of the day, you're your own man. You feel me? So that's why now, you know, that's why I ran my own business. I used to run with my other hat group, but at the end of the day, you know, you are your own business. That's where you got to stand strong, and so. That's what it is. So for me, you know, always remember where you are and who you were. You know, you're just this kid with a dream. You know, that's why I love your brand, Dreams. You know, Dreams in Love,
100%.
like,
Fire.
you know, and like just a kid with a dream. I had $5 in my pocket, and I'm gonna make that happen. And so never forget that. And so that's what I'm doing now. I keep bringing it up. I'm a new dad. I got a 1.5-year-old back at home waiting for me and stuff. So like, I had to pick up a second job just because it was more steady income. But you guys talking about all this, I got that itch back, man. I got that itch back. I'm gonna really go going hard.
Yeah.
And my thing is too, the other part where like there's the good, but let's talk about the bad. Hey, mentally, it's tough being on those lives. It's tough being at those flea markets. It's tough when your significant other, if you got one, ain't really online with that. So you guys got to make sure you guys are straight.
yeah.
And that's just because of
Facts,
me. I'm being real personal here. I went through some stuff and like it affected my page, and I wish I never did because I could have handled it way better. So I want you guys to, as like, if you're young, like for you 22, bro, you're very like, that's when I was really pushing at 22, and I'm now 30. I'm about to turn 32 this year. Everything changed, and if I would have made a couple different things and realized, hey man, like this doesn't align with what I'm trying to do, you know, this isn't the right thing and stuff like that, I would definitely be a different way. And so I want everyone to remind yourself, hey, take a step back, appreciate what you got, because hey, you ain't have that a year ago. You know, feel me? I look back at like my sales on PayPal and Venmo. I'm like, damn, bro, I was making it and I was still complaining, bro. And I was like, bro, how can I do that? How can I have done that? But I realized when I was looking back, I wasn't in the right area. I wasn't with the right people. I wasn't with the right person. You know, it's no fault to them. You know, we ain't gonna talk about that. You shout out them, but you know, just make sure you good. Make sure you good, because then one day you don't know. And so like that's to me to you, and I'm pretty sure to him too, bro. Like have your free days, bro. Go to the beach, breathe,
Mm-hmm.
smoke. Don't try, obviously don't smoke, drink. Don't make that a habit. But have your moments where like, I am a business, but at the same time, let me appreciate what I've done. Because I feel like a lot of business people don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We had $5 in our pocket. Now I got a couple K in it. I don't know how I got that, but you got money and you're like, I made this happen. This is a livelihood. So like, if you are gonna become a vintage seller, don't expect that cake. Don't expect
Right
that
away.
bread.
Yeah,
No,
bro.
you ain't gonna make no money. As any
Yeah.
person says, your first year of business ain't no profits.
It's no profit.
No profit.
Bro, deadass, enjoy the small moments. If I could change
Yep.
my answer, fuck it. Enjoy the small moments.
Yeah.
Those small wins, those small stories
Yeah.
where you don't even realize that, what did they say in The Office? I wish we could realize the good. Exactly.
Yeah.
Say
Exactly.
it to the mic. Yeah.
You realize the good times before the good times were gone. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like that's exactly what it is. Because I think back like of how many memories, how many things that happened, how many just cool little fucking moments like have built me to that point. And like it's a fucking afterthought. Cool.
Yeah.
But like really though, like those little things. It's so corny to say, but it's the little things that make the big moments.
Yeah.
You know.
Publicly, we're sounding real unks right now, but I love it because it's straight knowledge, and I expect it because like back then I was getting the knowledge shot to me, and we ain't listen to it. We ain't listening. We were blowing money, doing dumb things and stuff like that. But like it is what it is. Like that moment, I think about all the round 2 moments. I think about all the me working on the vintage page, all the lies and stuff. And man, I'm like, man, I really lived my life, and I'm thankful for that. So like, shout out if you see this. Shout out to you guys, everybody that follows us, likes us, all that. It sounds mad corny, but like you guys help us. You
Yeah.
guys all
No,
support
no,
us.
you're
You
not
guys show love. What if you spend $1, $5?
Even if you're hating and you're watching, you're still
bro,
supporting
haters
us.
are the biggest payment. They see we're the reason we have views on our page and stuff. So like,
Yeah.
man, that's all I want you guys to like live in that moment. Remember to check on yourself because it's you at the end of the day. Ain't nobody gonna check on you if not you. You feel me? Like I got my lady, she checks on me, but only really know what you're going on. So,
Yeah.
True.
make sure you're straight, guys. Make sure you're straight.
I love that because I think the one thing I always tell myself is do it for your 17-year-old self. That's what I've been telling myself. I think as of recently when I've been doing stuff, I'm like, what would 17-year-old self be like thinking about me doing this right now?
And you're going to need to hold on to that when you're 27,
Yeah.
32, and I hope when I'm 40 and 50, and we still have outlets of making our younger self proud. And no, like this is Kickin Game. Like the whole idea of it was, to get people in here and hopefully the listeners could gain something from it, whether it's, standing your ground and leaning into what, you like and what makes you different. Not letting your ego stroke you and enjoying the small wins and those moments where, we wish we could go back on. And I guess my kind of, little Kickin Game moment, if you're listening, I could echo every one of you, but I think if there's a niche in there or if you have some idea and you want to get something going, I think all of us could agree we wish we started earlier. Like
Always,
get,
man.
like get to it. And if you're thinking it, there's probably a reason you should do it. Lean into what makes you different and, just have confidence in that.
Always, 100%.
Where can they find you guys? Instagram's at? Any last words? Any last shout outs for the listeners out there?
You guys can get me on Public Figure, spelled Qublic. I did it because it's all one word and it looks like a backwards lowercase p. It's a whole explanation. You
Yeah.
could just call it Public, whatever. Hit me on there. I'm not active on like dropping like reels and shit or posts, even though I probably fucking should be. But stories, keep an eye out. Rose Bowl every single month. Orange section, J23. Every single month I'm there.
See you next week.
Yeah, shit.
next
It is
week.
next week. That ass.
Next
I'll
week.
be there next
Yeah.
week, bro. Shouts out to New Friend Vintage. Shouts out to Whatnot. Shouts out to Kickin Game and Twoogees. Shouts out to these gentlemen for pulling up and just, shouts out to you guys, the viewers, the listeners, everybody who took the time to actually sit and watch this podcast. Even if you're just watching the clips, bro, like we appreciate you, whether you love us, whether you hate us. You took the time out of your day to watch us. So thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll go. So you can follow me at flowgoods, FLO.goods. I wish I got the full name. It's a Germany shop, which is funny, like Flow Goods, and I was like, that's hilarious. But flow.goods, you can follow me there. I post from time to time. If you guys don't know, so I do vintage snapbacks and stuff like that. But I'm actually a hat club. If you guys
I was gonna say shout out Hat Club.
Shout out Hat Club. So Hat Club, I actually am a Hat Club ambassador. I got 2 designs coming very, very soon, guys. I just showed Twoogees. I got the approval. We got the head nut. So make sure you get that. I don't know when. They told me possibly next quarter, so we're gonna see. But make sure you follow me there. I drop reels for them. I drop reels for vintage snapbacks. I make funny ones and serious ones. So definitely check it out. I'll be doing hats.
Hell yeah. Guys, go drop a follow on Life After Vintage. We curate a bunch of vintage stuff, not just Disney. Band tees, goes to rap tees, NASCAR, Harley, anything you guys want. Make sure to follow us on Life After Vintage either on Instagram or on whatnot. There's definitely a show posted up for you guys to go set some pre-bids, do whatever you guys want to do with it. Sound out on the comments. I make sure to post some creative shit for you guys to interact with every time of the week. So go ahead and drop a follow in there. And if I were to give a shout outs, it's definitely Sal. Shout out to my brother Sal. He's the other half of this. He would be here right now, but he just had a baby. So big ups to my little nephew.
No, I get it.
Congratulations,
So
congrats to you, man.
Yeah, 100% to congrats to my little nephew now. So
there you go.
so big shout out to Sal. I would not be sitting here. Big shout out to Mr. Reggie over here. I've known about you forever, and I feel like I've been peeping you, bro, and it's so crazy how much you've grown too, and that's so crazy. Like the fact you got all this going on in here is insane to me. And shout out to both of you guys here. Giving me some wisdom as well. I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
Not just also to the viewers, also listening, guys. Definitely to me as well. You guys are definitely, you guys definitely have some history. And so like for you being around, so I'm like, I do remember you around too.
Yeah.
And then for you, I'm like, I do remember you at 562 Flea Market with that Chucky Gucci thing too as
Still
well.
got the Chucky.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, this is so crazy because I've always been surrounded by this, and you guys are here in this room. So I'm really grateful for that, and I always say that I'm super grateful. So super grateful to be here, guys, and super grateful for you guys listening. If you guys are watching or listening, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Man,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys all pulled up. I'm glad we all connected. We'll hit the follows after to make sure we're all, tapped in.
Yeah.
And that's what, that's really what it was about, this series that I'm doing. It's called Kickin Game, and I think that's what we did today. A lot of
Definitely.
gems.
I just
Whether
want to
you-
make a side note. We all came in trying to flex each other. We're all wearing nice vintage T-shirts. My man's got public figure, got a rap tee. He's got the movie. I forgot what movie this is.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie
Darko.
That
You got
one's
the
hard.
fucking Rough
I got the
Riders.
We all came in slight flex. You feel
Bro,
me?
we all
came to
flexed
show.
on each other, but we were all just like, yeah, that's it.
That's
he got
hard.
it
We were
on.
like, yeah,
he
you
got that thing
shit
on.
You got that shit on.
Should've
Yeah,
not
thank
gone
you so
noticed.
much, everybody. Thank you, Twoogees. We really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
100%.
That's
all the
great,
time.
bro.
Thank you all for pulling up. Thank you for watching in. Until next time, peace.
Peace out. Appreciate it.